The very first time I went in there, I saw the Aryan Brotherhood like stab somebody up. The very first day I was there, like I just heard this guy getting stabbed up on the top floor, and they threw him off the tier. He's screaming. No guards are around, and I'm like, what the heck? What did I get into? Like, what world is this? Whatever, like that. And then I had to keep my guard up a little bit. You got cool. Some people go to jail as artists. Some go and play a musical. Some play sports, whatever, like that. My thing was suing people. That was my void. That was my way to escape. That was my way to get a reaction out of people, because when you sue somebody, that's taken seriously, no matter how frivolous it is. The other party has to respond, and it's an actual proceeding, and the judge hears sides. So you sue an individual, no matter how frivolous it is, whatever, that person has to lawyer up, or they have to respond to your suit, or they could lose in default. So Sandy Hook happened. So as soon as Sandy Hook happened, I got in my car, went right up to Sandy Hook. So when Sandy Hook happened, there was a makeshift memorial of the victims that they put at the school. Tons of media was out there, whatever, like that. And I said, well, let me see if I control the media a little bit, right? So I saw the memorial for the victims. I got on my knees and started pretending I was crying, right? So next thing I know, all these like fake news reporters, New York Times and New York Daily News Post and Huffington Post and those idiots, they start flashing, their cameras in my face. Hey, you're very emotional here. What's going on? And I just winged it. I said, my name is Jonathan Lanza. I am the uncle of the shooter. I'm here to pay respect to the victims. And they're like, what? You know what I mean? What? And next thing I know, I'm like surrounded by by people, like a press conference, and they believed me. I was the uncle of the shooter without any fact checking, without any identification, whatever, like that. And I just winged it. I said, I was just with Adam Lanza 2 days ago at a barbecue. I can't believe he did this. We're distraught. He was having an emotional problem. He was on FanApp. I said he was on FanApp. Psych medications that caused him. The next thing you know, InfoWars and everybody's putting stories out that he was on FanApp because it came through me.
Okay, YouTube Streets podcast, man. New age plug. You did it again. You already know what it is. We got a former convict, now civilian, DVS stuck in the system in the building. We also got a movie star by the name of Ronnie Blue Eyes in the building. We are here. This is the YouTube Streets.
Yeah, big body shit. Let's go. Boston in the building. YouTube Streets. Yeah.
Shout out to everybody. It's your boy DVS from Stuck in the System. Shout out to Plug. Shout out to Ronnie Blue Eyes. What we doing tonight, fellas? What's going on?
Well, it is Easter night, fellas, and I think this picture represents how JLR feels about Easter. He obviously put feces on a picture of Jesus. This is horrible, bro.
Wow. Damn, That's blasphemy. That's crazy.
Even if you don't believe in this religion, it's not something that you disrespect.
It's
on Easter.
Respect. Right. It's the respect. Plug hit. You hit
well,
it
he's
right
known
on that
for
head.
this anyways. He did this to the Muslims as well,
He be going too far with it, yeah.
He went
lines,
to
bro. That
protest.
shit gets dangerous. Listen, you think gangs is dangerous? Stop fucking with them religious people, bro. You gonna see.
Talk about it, Ronnie.
You gonna see, bro.
Ooh, dying for something that they can't even see, man.
Yo, you ask for something you gonna get, bro. You never know, bro. Respect.
But you know what, Ronnie? I think this dude JLR, I think he is pushing a line. I think he wants to either, go out like some sort of Tupac situation, like getting shot up and all that, or he just trying to troll everybody to the point where he's gonna try to get as much content, and he is monetized, man. He's making money off of this shit.
Motherfuckers might pop in the door right now. He might die like Elvis.
Yeah, I don't understand how this is even being circulated, but hey, the algorithm's got some crazy things going on. I guess we're allowed to touch on religion now. So, hey, this guy, he's asking for it. He's going to get it sooner than later.
Allegedly,
now, JLR,
they about to crash out. My bad.
No, you're good, Blue. I'm telling you, JLR this past week has crashed out to the max. So he went back to Arizona after a protest with this dude right here in White Boy Lockdown Radio. They was at his house. Then this dude followed him but went to go cover Nancy too. JLR waited at the airport and confronted this dude on his stuff that he has. He's calling him all kinds of different things. I haven't seen paperwork on it yet. But White Boy Lockdown Radio wasn't there. Do y'all think that he's scared of white boy and now he's trying to just kind of confront people that he knows that probably wouldn't, give him the pressure back? Because we had white boy up on here a couple days ago and he broke it all down.
But I
Yep.
think he chooses his battles wisely, right? I think he does things to people that he knows that are not going to really do anything back to him. They're just going to let it be
Exactly.
what it is, right? They're going to be meek and humble, and they don't really have that in them. You know what I mean? Because if he was like that, he would have
Right.
definitely not ran out the side door and got in his car and left when White Boy Lockdown
Exactly.
Radio was out there talking his shit. But hey, I don't
Hey,
know. I
listen.
guess he's one of those guys.
I
He's one of those
agree.
guys.
I agree. I put it like this, right? He's scared of white boy, right? But he don't want the world to know and think he's scared. So he's trying to put on. He's trying to peacock. He's trying to front like he ain't scared. Oh, look, I did this, but you didn't do that type shit. You ain't fooling no one. Who you think you fooling? Not this kid from Newland.
Well, shit,
And
talk
this
about
is
it.
this is the one more thing before we get into this interview with JLR. I want to show this. This is the messages. This came out. So this is JLR messaging Magnolia the night of the incident, and this is why we're all here even talking about this because he put hands on this woman allegedly. And it says, "For the sake of God, answer the phone, Magnolia. I am crying nonstop. You ruined Christmas. You ruined this Christmas." Can you believe that? Can you believe the
Yeah,
nerve of this guy?
yeah. He going at Muslims, Christians, Easter, Jesus Christ, Christmas. Like, do we leave anything out? Like, this dude's trying to cover all tracks. Listen, he's
Well,
trying to
well, Blue.
offend fucking everybody.
Well, Blue, real quick. On Christmas night, 2025, that's when he put hands on her, and he went and texted her. He's saying that she ruined Christmas because she looked in his
Wow,
phone. He
that's
couldn't take
victim
the
blaming.
L. Yes.
He blaming the victim, bro.
Well, you got to
Look,
remember,
look, look.
narcissists
This is the
evil.
type of dude he is. My bad, but look what you made me do, type shit.
But that's what narcissists do,
Mm.
and that's exactly how it goes. You know what I mean? Don't make me do this. Don't push me.
Oh, so that is so
Look
sick.
what you
He
made
is.
me do.
Look what you made me do. Look. Oh, look. Oh my God. You guys are right. 100%. Now, I guess no one's seen this interview. I haven't either, and it only has like what 2,000 views. The community that is into this kind of thing right now, and we're on JLR's neck. A lot of us haven't seen this, so
Right.
me, Blue, DBS, we're gonna react as much as we can.
Yep.
It is Easter night. Salute to everybody. Let's get into it. JLR interview, and this is one of those interviews he's talking about everything they said about the scamming. Because look at the title, guys. Read
Oh
the
shit.
title real quick, DBS.
Oh yeah, Jonathan Lee Rich is America's favorite serial litigant. Oh yeah, this is
Ooh.
definitely. I mean, and
Mm.
obviously he's okay. He should go on Matthew Cox, man. Him and Matthew Cox might get
Mm-hmm.
along well together. But yeah,
They're
you never
they're
know.
from the same area. Well, they're in this area, and they're not from, but they're in the same area.
Well,
And this
that that
credit goes
that
to Bobby Pickles, by the way. This channel that we go ahead,
I
DBS.
was just about to say that, plug. I was gonna say shout out to Bobby Pickles, man. He's definitely got the right idea. Shit, whenever you're ready, we'll get right into it.
Let's do
YouTube
it, man.
streets. Yeah.
Nah,
No?
I've already been through the Fed grind.
Yeah?
Yeah,
My God.
twice.
Twice.
Twice in the Feds. Twice.
Twice in the
Two
feds.
indictments.
Yeah, I just want to say something,
He
right?
was in the
And
mental hospital.
this is
Couple.
not
Only
for
a
all
white person
guys.
could say that. Only a white. I'm sorry. DBS is right tonight, Blue. Only a
Oh
white guy would
shit.
be able to say that he's been in the feds twice. Be able to get out. This is crazy.
But this is something that I've come to realize that yo, a lot of these guys that, and I'm not saying, I'm not talking about the real right guys. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
talking about the ones that hold it down
Of course.
and stand
The
straight
stand
up
up
and do
guys,
the,
right?
yeah, they do their things the
Not
way
the
they
solid
should.
dudes. Yeah.
We're talking about these scumbags that
Exactly.
got two bids in them. They get recruited by the feds the first time they go in. They start working when they get out, getting paid on the payroll. I've
Yep.
seen it. I got told on by a goddamn paid rat, man. He was on
Yep.
the payroll. I got told on. Brought me to homicide and gang intelligence. So I know. And these guys in the feds, man, the ones that ain't real right, man, they start telling, singing, and start working for them.
Yeah,
no
that's why it's
bullshit.
so important not only to keep your mouth shut when you get arrested, but even after the fact. Because you got people in there listening, all ears, all eyes on you, looking to incriminate you to get themselves out of some shit.
Shit, the fucking guy that told on me, man, the rat bastard fucking Brandon Corey, man. He was on gang history for Kings of New York. Look it up, man. It's real scumbag shit, man. Hiding behind trying to be some sort of youth advocate. Fuck out of here. All right, I'm sorry. I went on a fucking tangent just now. I don't like
Yeah,
rats.
fuck the Euripides,
Well,
man.
it's understandable. It's
I got a rat out
understandable.
there
Everyone get.
too.
Yeah, and I do too. Recently, I think we all share that in common. But we'll talk
Fuck
about
the
that another
fuck
time.
Euripides. Fuck Euripides.
Yeah, I've been told on in every case that I've ever had, man. That's why I stay so
And the
solo.
worst part is when someone tells on you and it didn't happen. Like, okay, I get it.
Yo,
If I wouldn't be as mad. But if you're gonna
yo,
make something up on me and snitch, that is the
yo,
worst kind of snitch.
plug. I could talk that. Imagine doing somebody a favor. I allegedly cuffed this dude a dime bag and caught a
Damn.
case. I got a case possession with intent to distribute, and distribution. I did a year on probation just because my godfather, he came to court with me and he knows more than the lawyer. So thank God, because they were trying to give me some time, but I ended up doing a year probation all because I did somebody a fucking favor. No good deed goes unpunished, bro.
And you want to know something, Ronnie? I've been looking into like how they treat certain things out there, and marijuana, bro. Yo, for whatever reason, man, they are hard on you guys about the
And this was
marijuana,
back in the
bro.
day when it was still highly illegal. Let me
No,
just
no,
point
no,
that
no,
Yeah,
out.
it's.
no. Yeah,
You
go
know,
ahead, plug.
they don't play. You're
I
right.
was just gonna say it's legal there now, right? You guys both
Of
have it where
course,
you
it's
guys can smoke.
recreational.
Yeah.
It's rec, yeah. At first they
Well,
made it
listen,
medical, but now it's
Florida doesn't
recreational.
have that yet. You guys are ahead of us.
Yeah,
they
it's
did it
rec.
in New York too. They did it for us as well. They
I
actually
know.
they made it whereas if you got a conviction for a possession, it was easier for you to get your marijuana license, and you were actually first
Crazy.
priority
But they still got old
because.
heads locked up over weed up here. It's crazy.
No, that's what I'm saying. I know there's a guy I looked up on TikTok. There's a guy that's doing forever for weed, bro, but he got sentenced way before all this shit happened, and he's just sitting in Massachusetts, one of these prisons in Massachusetts for
Yep.
like forever.
Yep.
Like he might never come home, and for whatever reason, they can't go back and appeal, or they're looking for some sort of loopholes and trying to pass some laws to get him out. But
Right.
jeez,
It'll
man,
take a
that's.
while. On some
But you know,
Boston George shit. You ever see the movie Blow? I know, he started with weed. That dude was originally from Boston. That's why they call him Boston George. He went over to California. It's the whole thing, but there's still old heads in there just for
yeah, I
some
saw
weed,
that. I
man.
saw that movie in prison, man. Made me cry, man. But
Shout
yeah,
out to the real Boston George, man. Crazy.
yeah. It's the system is one hell of a ride, man.
Jesus. Let me give that to you now.
This must be like pre-interview. I know they go on camera, so
Yeah, I guess this is them just getting comfortable, right?
Now I live on the up and up. So you
the
got
audio's a little low. Let's turn it up if we can.
Turned up all the way. It
Okay.
is. I think they're having that on their end.
Yeah. Let's fast forward a little bit.
Parlor handle. It's hilarious. Yeah. Where are you? All right, I think I'll start the music. You got all that?
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Yeah, they're getting comfortable, man. They're trying to get it together before they start, man. Pre-production, baby.
Check it out.
Yep.
Check it out.
Yeah, check that mic, man. Check that mic.
They pre-parted.
Yeah, they're pre-potted.
They backstage with it.
The audio is really low. Ron Blue's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the
Hopefully
way.
hopefully it gets better.
Really poor quality right now.
Yeah,
Hopefully
let's
that.
fast forward a little bit so we can see him on
Please share
camera.
this, guys. You know,
Oh, here we
Hold on,
go.
man.
That's
is
that's
caring.
louder.
We're all getting totally screwed.
Yeah, stick with it, man.
It sucks. They stop us at every single turn.
The Gestapo.
Yeah.
Well, he's gonna play music too. Let's skip ahead of this.
This to you
There we
tonight,
go.
live directly from the sweatshop in sunny South Florida. Fat Enzo, my guest tonight.
Yo, this dude is whoa, what is this this vest
Bro, he
right
looks
here?
like my old plug, bro. I know this dude.
Yeah, he
Is
said
America's
live from the
first serial
sweatshop. What
litigant,
the fuck?
Jonathan
He
Lee
said
Richards.
South Florida too.
He said Proud Boy on his hat. We the people?
Whoa.
And that's with a copyright symbol at the end. Jonathan's also convinced that he is impervious to getting banned on Facebook. He's a content creator under the business name Your Content. Travels all over the country stirring up shit, filming the border down in Texas, various MAGA rallies all throughout the state of Florida.
Okay, pause it. He's
That's
giving
right.
JLR's moving his mouth. He's giving me mental vibes like Crip Mac, like in the Vlad interview. And like Crip Mac does some stuff with his mouth too. Like there's some mental health issues already. Red flag out the gate on
Well,
JLR.
he might be smoking that high, bro. But why he looking like Charleston Black?
I want to say something to you, Plug. I don't mean to cut you off, Ronnie. But yo, not
Go
for
ahead.
nothing, man. Your observation on that, and for you to, not saying that you haven't done time or anything, but to be around, I've been around a lot of mental health people, and that is one telltale sign.
Yep.
Over time that you come to realize like, oh, there's something off. There's something's not right.
And
Masquerading
Charleston
as
Black.
Muslims and photobombing Democratic idiot candidates. I know saying idiot and Democrat in the same sentence is redundant, so my apologies.
Look at the blink radius, bro. I'm gonna be breaking down this body
Well,
language.
not
as we
even
dress
that,
up.
man. He's got
Right.
like this thing. He's got this thing with his lips. He's
Yo, look
he's
at he acting like a rapper that just sold 100 million. What the fuck we talking about, bro? Look at his swagger. He think he Michael Jackson.
He is.
He acting like he's Chris Brown.
Anyways, let's
And just to let
dive
everybody know
right
real quick.
into the
So the people watching, if you want to watch it with no pauses, make sure you go to Bobby Pickles channel. But here we are reacting, so there will be a lot of pauses. I want to get that out because there's always going to be 3 or 4 comments. Yo, quit pausing so much. So
this is
That's
what
how
we
we
got to
make it
do.
fair
Man.
use, respectfully.
This is what we got to
fair
do.
use.
Man.
Thank you for your views.
insane mind of Jonathan Riches. Welcome to Bobby Pickles podcast, baby.
Bobby Pickles, how you?
Hell yeah! And
Large.
hold on. Sorry, I don't have my Asian.
That's me.
Oh my gosh! How
Damn.
corny! Salute
That's
to him,
wild.
though.
That's wild. That's wild. I like that though. That was hold on. Shut the fuck up. Let me press the button. Bow.
Yeah.
Love it.
That's the whole thing. Now we're good. What's up, Jonathan Riches?
Born to Ride 45, baby. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you. What's up, man? Welcome to the show. Did you sign the agreement?
Now, can we all agree that he's in character?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask, what's up with the biker vest, man? Is he false flagging it?
Well,
What's he doing?
Well, it says
He's
"Born to
forward.
Ride 45." That's a Trump biker vest. So this
But
is
there's
probably
a double entendre. He's trying to fucking push something else.
Right.
We know. Come on. He's trying to send
Yeah.
all kinds of
This he Charleston Black, bro.
Charleston Black, Charleston White, Charleston Black, and Charleston White.
Stipulating
White
that you will not
Charleston
sue
White.
me if I make you look like an ass on my show.
I won't sue you. I promise.
You swear to God?
I haven't seen nobody.
He couldn't if he could.
he
can't sue
said he's
anybody.
not going to sue him. He hasn't sued anybody for years.
Yo, he has to
only
go
'cause
through
he
a
can't.
7-man panel to get any kind of clearance, to get any
Right.
kind of lawsuit even looked at. This guy is on a band. If he even tries to put ink to paper, man, they're gonna be so far up his ass.
He could if he would, bro. He would
But
if he could. Not
he
saying he
would.
should, but he would if he could.
Yeah, I know he's itching for that. That's why he's so involved and invested into the YouTube.
2 years?
Trying to keep that. Trying to,
Vested.
Where's my Asian attorney? That
Whoa.
stupid bastard. Absent again.
I was the most prolific jailhouse lawyer in the history of the United States of America.
Nice. That's what we want to talk about.
And I must say, I'm almost sure he probably was, bro. I'm pretty sure he can file a motion in his sleep.
Yeah, let me tell you
I
something.
thought he was doing a Chad Marks impression right there.
Oh shit! Damn, Blue's coming with some bars tonight. Let me tell y'all something though. Not only did he sue all these celebrities, he started off with the guy next to him, the cell next to him. Then he
Right.
started off with the COs, the warden. He sued everybody in the prison too. So
Well, they need to get Black Sam to sue him for that prolific shit. Keep Nipsey shit out your shit.
Facts. But yeah, no, he's got that Born to Ride 45 We the People hat. He's in a full Trump gear, and I think this other guy is a Trump supporter too at the time. So this was like
Right.
probably going to be like a pro-Trump
Yeah.
podcast. Go
You
ahead.
can tell he's comfortable. He's feeling himself. He's feeling comfortable with the co-host. You know.
Yeah, when was this actually done? When was this interview
4
dropped?
years ago. 4 years ago.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'd like to talk about. Why don't we delve right in? I mean, you are the most litigious man.
But
And this is the most litigious society in the world. So that means I don't want to be an anti-Semite, but are you Jewish?
I'm not Jewish.
Okay.
I'm not Jewish.
Now that we're past that hurdle. So Jonathan.
Remember, I used to troll as Muslims for Trump, Jews for Trump.
Oh, whoa. He said it.
Whoa.
He
Yep,
said
he
he's a
said it.
troll.
He's
He's a
snitching on
troll.
himself in this whole thing.
Sometimes
He's snitching on himself.
exactly.
Yeah, this is a
Sometimes you
part.
ain't even gonna say shit. You gotta just sit back and let people play themselves. You played yourself, homie.
This is the part of his alter ego that's the narcissist that wants everybody to know. Right? This is the outlaw version of fucking JLR in character, but in a weird sort of way, fucking alter ego in it, or maybe one of those crazy ass personalities he's got.
Jews for Clinton. Remember, I used to troll all those rallies over the years.
Bring me through it. Okay. So people that do not know Jonathan Riches. Okay. Why do you have such a like in-depth Wikipedia page?
All right. So no one on this earth has filed more lawsuits than me. I filed over 9,000 lawsuits in the course of my life. And
Wow.
Yo, 9,000? Didn't we hear it was like 3 or some shit like that?
Yo, isn't there somebody else named Jonathan Lee Richards, or Lee Richards is some sort of like outlaw or serial killer or something like that? Like, isn't there? It sounds fucking
I think it's
familiar.
a common
Something
name, but
close to it.
litigious, just to give people, an idea, it describes a person, company, or society prone to engaging in lawsuits.
Yeah,
Interesting.
You're a
The more
serial.
litigious man.
Basically, you're a serial
Litigious, yeah.
petition pusher. You're pushing everything on a serial kind of level, man. He's in the Guinness Book of World Records, no?
That's crazy.
Yeah, he is for the most ever.
That's crazy.
And he could still, so we need to clear this up too. So he could still sue. People saying,
Shit.
yo, he can't sue. No, he can. I
That
looked
ain't
this
good
up.
news for us, homie.
Well, he could still sue. He just has to get it approved. It doesn't
You
mean
gotta
that he
get
can never sue
permission.
again.
Yeah,
Yes, and that's everybody though.
He gotta fill out some
No,
paperwork first.
no, he's gonna get looked at like with a fine tooth comb, man.
Yeah.
They're gonna be in everything that he's doing. Like, for what reason? And he's been doing it so long and for so much that they'll probably throw it in under the pile for next year. He probably won't see a court date forever.
It's gonna be a lot harder for him to pull. Yeah.
Listen, he is barred, bro. He's the boy who cried wolf. If something really did happen, bro, it's
Exactly.
not even gonna be able to fucking do nothing because they're gonna push his shit all the
They're
way
gonna
to the
screen
back.
that shit with a
Yeah,
fine tooth comb. Yeah.
and
That's
he's
a
wasted
perfect
so many
example. That's what I
people's
said.
time.
Go ahead, Blue.
My bad. I was gonna say I said that on a previous podcast about the suing shit. The boy who cried wolf. When like DVS just said, he hit it on the head, bro. When some shit really pops off, they gonna believe you, bro. I don't believe you. Fuck
Mm-hmm.
around and leave you. We used to say that years ago, but yo, for real, boy who cried wolf. When some shit really goes down, and now you got all this publicity, all this negative, all this stuff going on, shit coming your way to the point where you allegedly had to go and hire a bodyguard. Now your ass might really need a lawsuit, and you might not be able to. They ain't gonna believe you when
And
shit really hit the fan.
for this man to be the top true crime creator, and for him to have this pass, his credibility should be shot. And to know if something happened to one of us, he's gonna be there covering it. Just gives me like this fucking horrible feeling
Right.
in my gut, bro. I can't stand this. In this
That is
situation that he put himself in, he fooled everybody.
no, that's a great point, and it's a sad day for true crime to even be a part of this community. Is like, this is what we doing. This is who we got. Come on, we could do better. Like, you know what I mean?
let me tell you about JLR, man, and I'm gonna tell you. I already broke down his ways of how he was moving around the
Well,
prison.
break it down, cause I don't know shit really.
Because this is the type of dude that needs to move around and be around shit and figure out what's going on and be involved with shit, whether it's, fucking around with the bag or fucking around with the gambling or just being, involved in people's
Okay.
business with the legal shit. But that is a door and access to move around freely, so you can
Mm.
make moves for other people. So there's unlimited resources when you have that kind of pull, especially if you're fucking known for like being a legal eagle. And
Yeah.
especially, police, the seals will leave you the fuck alone because they will not want a lien put against them, so he
Mm.
can walk around freely and move around. But he's the type of dude just to be involved in shit, just to be there, bro. He's a
Yeah.
fucking cornball.
So the
This
cops
dude
ain't
just,
gonna want the controversy. They ain't gonna
they're
want
gonna
the
say, yo,
drama coming
listen,
their way. Yeah.
the politics will figure it out. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Either he's gonna be smart enough to fucking move like a jackal, or he's gonna fuck up and slip up, and they're gonna hurt his ass bad. Obviously, they didn't. He's a weasel, bro.
So I got a question then, right? Do we know if he ever tried to have somebody else sue somebody else for him, like a girlfriend or something like that? When his shit ran out, he tried to use somebody else's lifeline.
What do you mean? I don't understand.
Like let's say he couldn't sue somebody, right? Do we know if he ever maybe tried to have one of his girlfriends sue somebody
I wouldn't put it past
or a
It's a
anything.
friend or
great
a family
question.
member?
It's a
I'm pretty
great question.
sure there were some straw men, and he used some people as vessels or
Okay.
frontmen to. I mean, allegedly, I
Right,
don't
right,
know.
of course.
This is just fucking whatever.
Speculation. I'm
We're
just
just
learning as
kicking the
I
ball.
go. I'm just
We're just
curious.
kicking
Right.
the can. That's all we're
Yeah,
doing.
yeah.
But there's ways to do that shit. You know what I mean? Like it's
Better better to kick the can than shake the cup. You heard
absolutely, man. That shit right there. That's horrible.
that?
New York.
Everywhere, everywhere, every federal court, every fourth federal court, you'll see a lawsuit in my name. You know, I was incarcerated in the feds. Feds caught me. I was 21 years old, going to college, making a career. I was in the hacking, freaking scene, HP scene, freaking PHREAK.
Okay, okay, okay.
I was gonna ask, what are you talking
What
about?
is this?
What's that?
Hacking,
Yeah, yeah.
Hacking. You
What?
were a
phone
hacker. You were.
freaking.
You freaky
So
ziggy? You
no,
dipset
no,
nigga?
no. So once he put the ph or how he
Right,
changed,
right,
how
right.
he arranged it, I realized, it's, and he does look like one of those fucking smart ass fucking smart aleck smart
Yeah.
asses that would I'll fuck your
But like
life
you
up.
said, I think he plays the characters, bro.
No, he does absolutely. He's in character right now.
You
One
were
Phone
hundred
freak.
percent.
phone freak.
Yeah, so I was part of 2600 DEF CON. If anyone knows, you probably have some old school
I've heard of DEF
listeners.
CON.
Back in the 90s was these voice BBS systems, chat rooms, telephone chat lines where you could call, and
Shout out to Brooklyn Ravens, baby.
you learn about the concepts of how phones work, optiverting phone calls, people exchanging credit card information.
Is this
Everything was
that
like
cyber
almost
gang
like the
shit?
Silk Road before Silk Road.
Wow, but it was done on phones.
All done on phones, baby.
Okay.
Wow.
And in the early 1994, I got my first computer. My gateway computer came in a cow box. A Windows 94, and started on the internet, but it was mostly chat lines and everything like that. So I was getting hooked up with different cyber gangs. There was like these cyber gangs back in the day,
Oh shit,
and we used to do nefarious.
No, Ronnie, that's a real thing. And
bro.
these guys were hardcore. They
A
knew how
cyber
to
gang?
code.
What? Let me just ask, what the fuck is a cyber gang, bro? I don't even want to know, bro. Never.
So
Retract.
it's like 10 of these,
Redact.
10 of him, right? And they
Like a
all have
hacker,
this. Yeah, it's like a little group, a little clique.
right?
They meet up into these chat rooms, and then they pass information, and they start going on little missions, and then they start hacking into shit,
They're like,
and
what
then
you
they go
represent?
around.
Hackerhood.
No, 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 no. Real prolific
That's
shit, son.
crazy.
Like
Yeah.
historical. Like they've done historical shit. Like
Okay.
yeah, like they're. It sounds fucking yeah,
No, no,
but
I could imagine.
no fucking around. These guys were like, they'll fuck your life up, bro.
We've seen people. I was gonna say lose everything because of people like that.
Yeah, no, no, they're you pissed them off, man. Ooh, we.
Things to one another. We used to SWAT people's homes, send, SWAT to people's homes on bogus 911.
Did you order a bunch of
Oh.
pizzas?
Pizzas, porta potties, everything out of the yellow pages sent to
Yo, hold on.
You know?
Hold on, real quick. So not only is he admitting, but he's bragging about having people swatted.
Yeah, no, he's a jerk. He's an
Okay.
asshole.
Okay.
So this is like jerky boys on steroids.
Jerky
Yeah, I was gonna say jerky boy shit, bro. This is real jerky boy shit.
boys on steroids, but it was crazy because
But then you also have a lot of people in the network.
Correct. So, I learned a lot about the telephones. I learned a lot about credit. I myself, I worked for TransUnion, which is one of the 3 major credit bureaus, so I kind of had insight in, I went rogue. I did bad, nefarious things with that, and I went to federal prison. I got indicted for identity theft and fraud, wire fraud. So
how did that happen? Like, what? All right, so let me.
So we created this concept, phishing. Have you ever heard of phishing? Phishing is phishing. Phishing is basically,
it's like the band, but ing.
Yeah. So we spammed out thousands of emails, and to extract personal information from people. And people believed, for instance.
This is what I was talking about. That hardcore shit.
Damn, I take it back. I don't want no smoke with no hackers. Shit.
Nah, listen, you don't want him as an enemy. You definitely want him as a fucking friend, though.
Keyboard warrior.
Spam emails to hundreds of thousands of AOL customers saying, this is AOL, there's a problem with your account. In order to maintain your account, please submit your billing information, blah, 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 on a form. And people would submit a social security number, credit card, blah, blah, blah. So, we took that information, ill-gotten gains, did a lot of fraud, bought a lot of materialistic things. I'm 21, highball, and bought a house, multiple cars.
Now, were you working like at a telemarketing, like boiler room kind of situation?
No, I mean, I was.
Or you were just doing this on your own, out of your house?
With a network of like we had a crew across the country. Everyone lived in different states, guys and girls.
Wow.
And then the big indictment came down. One day, I used to go into banks with, fake IDs. We had an ID. We had a PVC printer. We were making driver's licenses and credit.
Yo, my mom's just do this shit. She just go into the banks with fake IDs and forged signatures. She was like the fucking best forger there was, son. Talking about like thousands of dollars, bro.
Yo, back in the day, you can get away with that shit, man. I remember out here in the hood, in the projects and shit, they have the stolen credit cards, and they have like 24 to 48 hours to rack that shit up. They be filling their tank of gas, going shopping, buying shit, returning it, like really turning up. Nowadays, you could fix that shit quick, but back in the day, they was making a lot of money doing that shit.
Nah, yeah, my mom's deteriorated in 6 months, man. Went from healthy, beautiful woman to like Skeletor, bro, because they was getting so much money that they was partying hard, son.
Right, hard, right.
Hard, son, hard.
Going hard with the hard, yeah.
It account, wipe out people's accounts. So one time, I guess the feds were watching me in the act because someone told on me in Texas. And they were watching me, and then they swooped in on me when I was coming out of the bank. They swooped me up, shipped me to Texas on an indictment, and next thing I know, I get 125 months in federal prison.
Whoa, that's almost 11. No, that's 13 years, man. Holy shit. Jesus. No, I'm lying, right? 12 times 10. Oof. 10, 11 years?
5 years of supervised release.
Wow.
Oof.
5 years of supervised release, baby.
Yeah, it's like 10 plus.
10 plus, yeah. I was, I'm dyslexic. So
right there, yeah.
Yeah. Somewhere in that range.
Oh my God. Yep. Wow, from 21 till I'm really bad at math.
Well,
36?
by the time I went through the process, 35 because I lost all my good time in prison, so I didn't get no good time. I think federal system, you don't get no parole. You do 87% of your time if you behave, but it took me a while to behave.
So how did that happen? That so they came down on you. They were the feds doing like an investigation for a long time into this?
There was an individual out in Texas. He lived in Houston, Texas. He was doing something unrelated. He was he was using people's credit cards and sending large like electronics to like houses, UPS to to people's houses, and then picking them up. So he got caught unrelated. He could have took the rap for what he did, but then he told the feds, "Hey, I know another guy that's doing something bigger in Florida, whatever like that," and drew the feds over to us.
Isn't that always what happens?
Always what happens, baby.
I mean, I just saw that you were with another FBI guy, FBI informant, Enrique Tarrio.
Oh, yeah, hanging out with him tonight. Now with Mike Flynn. Great
Isn't
guy.
that wait? But hold on, let me find the Enrique picture. Let me.
Yo,
Another
hold on real
FBI
quick.
informant. Let's just talk about it. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead. That's a good point. Touch on that right quick.
Well, it kind of like explains a lot what people saying. Yo, this guy has to be working. He keeps
Right.
getting out of the feds. They keep overlooking this whole domestic case as well.
Well, let me point something out, right? With the body language, right? You notice how he's rocking side to side? Usually, primarily, in most circumstances, that's like a self-soothing technique, a self-soothing behavior used to manage stress, anxiety, boredom, shit like that, or even calm your nerves.
So I call it double
Interesting.
dutching. You know, and this is just me. Something
Skipping rope.
nah. He's waiting. He's waiting for the next question, but he's looking for the right time to get in there, and he's
Right.
amping himself up at the same time because he's enjoying this, right?
Yeah.
But he's trying to find that moment. So I call it the double dutching because you always gotta wait. You know what I'm saying? You gotta jump in at the right time.
I call
So
it the
that's
rock away. Lean back. Lean back.
Let me share that. He's so.
Shout out to Joey Crap.
Where is that? Oh god, it's gonna take me forever to find it.
But so I get sent to Texas. It's crazy about how the federal system works, and Donald Trump was right about the DOJ corrupt to a core, right? I back the blue 100%, right? I respect law enforcement. I got law enforcement on my side of the family, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to the federal government and the DOJ, they're corrupt to a core.
I'm showing the picture of you and the other Fed, two Feds together. So that
shit.
seems to be the.
talk about it. I like this guy, man. Shout out to Body
Bro, he's
Pickles.
dissing him on the live.
Yo, he
All the
keeping it a
way.
buck.
No, once they get one person, they get the other person, right? They
Rat is a rat,
somebody
man.
else out, and you rat somebody else out.
That's how Rico's
et cetera,
come
et cetera,
about.
right?
The good thing about me is I didn't cooperate. Everyone told on me, and I was the one that got sent
Whoa.
to 125 months.
Yeah, let's talk about afterwards, though.
Had no
Right.
prior criminal record of any violence or nothing crazy. White collar guy, come from a good family. I just did cyber stuff or whatever. And it was a shock to me. It was a shock because when I pled guilty, which I did, there's federal sentencing guidelines. You do a pre-sentence investigation. They background on you, whatever like that. My guidelines were like 3 years, right? So I said, all right, I'll do 3 years is fine. But then going in front of a federal judge was just so pissed off about all the thousands of victims that we did and everything like that. She enhanced me. Federal judge appointed by Bill Clinton, by the way. Clinton appointee Democratic judge gave me 125 months in prison. It was shocking.
Damn.
I was listening, like when she put the gavel down and said 125, I almost threw up. I was sick.
I bet.
Then I was mad.
Yeah, that you will. Yeah, it will do something. You.
And I was like,
Back so.
I'm gonna fight back.
A gut shot.
So as soon as I went to federal penitentiary.
Did his cheeks get real red, or is it me?
No, he got real red. He got real red because of that rat
Yeah.
situation.
I was gonna say he been red, but once they brought up cooperating, his whole demeanor changed.
Yeah.
I didn't go to no Fed, sweet place, whatever like that. They sent me to a penitentiary. So, I went to Coleman.
Penitentiary.
Vermont.
Where is that?
Coleman, Florida is a federal complex in Central Florida. It's up by the Villages.
Wait a minute. Coleman, I've always thought that Coleman they put no good people for the feds in Coleman. That's what I've always heard. And I
That
thought
would
he
make
was in
sense.
another facility, or maybe that was his other bid that he was, where he was like in some kind of medical facility.
There, and they have low, medium, high. But they sent me right to the high. So then, they throw me in with like crazy people.
I think that's what he's talking. I think that's what you're talking about. He might have went to the crazy spot.
Time drug dealers and everything like that. So I didn't really fit in. But
when you first got there, what like
it was a culture shock. It was a cultural shock. The very first time I went in, your unit.
You're fucking 21 or so.
21. But then the very first time I went in there, I saw the Aryan Brotherhood, like stabbed somebody up the very first day I was there. Like I just heard this guy getting stabbed up on the
Whoa.
top floor, and they threw him off the tier. They threw him off the tier. He's screaming, no guards are around, and I'm like, what the heck? What did I get into? Like, what world is this? Whatever, like that. And then I had to keep my guard up a little bit, whatever. I didn't click up or nobody. I wasn't with like no gang or nothing. You know what I mean? I was just a soloist, and I'm always a soloist. Went right to the law library and tried to fight my case. And that's
So you just kind of like just stay out of everybody's way and stuff. Kind of just keep
yeah.
your.
If you keep in federal.
You became you had friends and stuff like that. Come on, I saw Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
You hold
15
yourself-
years. What?
You hold yourself.
You
to
created a
better
full
yourself.
life inside of there.
He said, I saw
you don't
Shawshank
control
Redemption.
boundaries. You don't get into homosexuality. You don't gamble. You're fine. You're fine. And I had to fight a couple times. I held my own a couple times. I got my ass kicked one time. You don't take no shit from nobody. So I went to the law library and started fighting my case because I thought my case was like crazy. I was also sentenced in Texas. They don't play in Texas. They don't play in Texas.
Because it's federal, so it's numerous states.
So I had a lot of grounds for appeal. I started learning the law library, learning the law, and putting together an appeal. Appealed my case, but it got rubber stamped denied, and appealed it to the Supreme Court. Didn't even want to hear it, whatnot. They came back when I filed my appeal, and they came back with the word frivolous. This is frivolous, right? So that pissed me off. That got
That's basically the same thing as what they called him earlier, litigious. Frivolous. It's just you just keep on fucking hitting us with these motions and these appeals on
Right.
things that are just like not even. It's not even gonna happen.
me real. Said, okay, you want to see some frivolous stuff. So then I just started wailing out lawsuits. I started suing people.
Yeah.
Where my whole suing.
Do me a favor. Just move your seat in a little. Do you think you can move your seat in?
Absolutely.
Try that. And then that should put you perfectly in the spot. So it's like right under you.
Absolutely.
I just want to make sure that we're getting the best absolute.
Absolutely.
Okay. And then maybe
He didn't like that.
Nope.
tilt it up a little bit. Tilt that up. That right.
This is whoa. This right here. He knows. Bobby knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's degrading this man right now as we speak.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Mic check.
So all right. So you're in the system. You just got in there, right? And then now you go to the law library, and now you're starting to look into your case. Because oh my god. By the way, can we like share some shit? We have some stuff in common. I don't have no federal thing, but I did get a felony when I was 18 years old. Okay. A non-violent, non-sexual, drug unrelated felony.
Nice.
And it fucked up my whole life, man. Like my whole life I had to go to job interviews, and like the first thing I had to do was tell that, I learned how to like overcome that by immediately saying it, hey, is this the type of company that will take a chance on somebody like me? And then usually 9 times out of 10 they will. But and I also did a little bit of phone slamming as well. I was I worked for like a boiler room telemarketing place, and we were flipping people's carriers over. We said we were from this Pro Call. Pro Call was the name of our was the fictitious.
So this is usually what happens when dudes are in jail or sitting in the pens or just just new talking. Oh, this is what I did. I got locked up too, and all that other shit.
Sounds like he was scamming too.
Telephone company.
Maybe we'll see what happens.
Calling, and we would switch you over to Pro Call, and then by the time you found out that you went from AT&T to this other company, you already had like a month of charges.
Nice.
It was called phone slamming.
Phone slam. I had to Google.
So I was doing that. I did that a little bit. So I understand, man, being young and getting caught up in this craziness, but then you had the whole cyber aspect to it and stuff. So did you know how to code and stuff, or just like enough from like the MySpace era, that kind of stuff?
Way before the MySpace era. These were. Again, they were called.
This is how. What year was this?
Mid 90s, early 90s.
Mid 90s.
Yeah. So these were voice chat rooms. So you basically use your telephone, and the 1 through 9, each one holds a room, and you can.
So you're a little old.
Yeah, this was a thing back in the day. This is how you met chicks. You would go into different rooms. You could be in like a goth room, like almost the same thing now. Like it's just a lot more private.
Older than me. I graduated
44.
98. I graduated.
I graduated 94.
Yeah. Okay. So you're like right out of high school.
Right out of. Well, I was doing it probably 89, 90 when I was like,
Yo, hold on real quick.
you know,
I don't know too much about that chat room shit. I was never like a, on the computer type of dude. I was outside, but I thought you could do that shit from the computer. I didn't know they were doing it from their phones back then.
Yeah, what was that? That's why I'm confused too. So you guys used to have like a phone chat room
So,
with your
so yeah, this is what you would do. Like Brooklyn Ravens, you would call Brooklyn Ravens. There was a number. I can't remember the number, but Brooklyn Raven was a chat room where you could meet girls and link up with girls, or you could even do other shit like, yo, I got Bud, or let's link up or whatever. But it was mainly people from Brooklyn, so it was like the whole borough in there, right, in different rooms, like 1 through 9. You go, if a room is not working for you or nobody's feeling you, you make a little message. Yo, what's going on? This is Chucky from Flatbush. Yo, what's up? Yo, if you're trying to meet up, yo, hit the line. You know what I mean? What's
So like
good?
different genres and shit. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
So then you would go into other rooms and you could do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Boo, boo, boo. And then you would eventually get a hit. You get a like, oh, we're switching you over to this. It could be a private chat or it could be a group chat. So if you're in the group chat, you could be in the group chat talking shit. It'd be like, yeah, fuck you, Brownsville, Flatbush,
Right.
and then mad bullshit. But if there's somebody in there that's feeling you, they'll press your number, boop, and then it would be
Oh,
a private
okay.
chat. And you come together. Now it's just you and that person, but some way somehow people would be able to eavesdrop on that conversation, and so
Oh
you pass your
shit.
numbers off. So you could be talking to a chick and you be throwing mad flavor shit out there.
Throwing your
Yo,
game and shit,
yeah,
and
yeah,
people are
and then somebody
okay.
be like, yo, that shit is
Yo,
fucking whack, get
your
off the
game is
line.
lame. Yo, that's
Yeah, get
crazy.
the
That's
fuck
news
out
to
of
me. That's
here.
crazy.
So it was like,
because
oh,
I
oh,
remember AOL Instant Messenger, but I don't. This is before my time.
Yeah, I heard of that. Right, right. That's
yeah,
old
this shit
school.
was fun as fuck. If you was bored and you had a landline, you could dial that right in.
Thank God I grew up in the projects, man. I was outside, bro. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
yeah. No, this was inside, inside too. But yo, it
No,
was a
I
good
ain't shitting on it. I'm not hip to it, so I don't know. You know what I mean?
way to get involved.
teenager, get involved with the chat runs. It's like a whole fantasy world. But man, there's these cyber gangs. They click up and they do some really nefarious things.
Chats on the using the computer though too.
Well, the computers came in
In
and
80?
enhanced it. But before with telephones, it was very dangerous because you could literally like swat somebody's house. You could optivert your call, make your call appear anywhere you want because back in the day it was these baby bells. All the phone companies were baby bells. So you basically had Bell Atlantic, you had Ameritech, you had Southwestern Bell, you had Pac Bell, and you can jump around to switches. They're called 5ESS switches. And you could jump around and make your calls appear anywhere. So basically, is I could call an FBI building all day long and laugh and say trace me, and they'd never be
Yo,
back in the day. Was that legit?
Yeah, landlines were different.
Probably
trolling the
now
feds is crazy.
now.
You guys just figured out these like little workaround things. Why did those
Back doors, like that's why the Matrix is so fucking realistic to me, because when you understand those back doors and how this shit goes, and you can run and hide and do all the shit he was doing, like you're like, oh shit, this shit is for real. And this is before data entry and fucking algorithm and all that.
things exist in the phone system?
It's just how it was. I mean,
Did they use it like in government maybe, and you just like found out what they use or something? Like,
a freak
is it
going
kind
back
of
to
like
the
that
phone
A
freaker
B A
trying-
B like a select start kind of thing? Like,
Correct. And a phone freaker is trying to find the fundamentals and concepts how a telephone works. The switches.
a phone freaker.
It's a freaker.
Yeah, not for nothing, right? In the adolescence of Rikers Island, you had to put a PIN number in to get to your to make a call out, right? You put in your booking case number, and then you put in your PIN number, and then you put in a number, and then it calls out. So, like, if you're not like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, dudes is like giving up their phone calls, right? So, my man, he was so good at listening to the numbers on the dial pad that even if the person put their PIN code in and he would listen on the phone and he looked away, he could remember the number and use the password from there on out. So
Memorize that shit.
he didn't
That's
even need the
crazy.
person. I swear, like he remembered the tones. And
Yeah.
I spoke to him like, yo, how the fuck you remember that shit? I gotta write these shits down. What the fuck is going on? He's like, yo, this is the boo. He's like, it's just something in me. I
You
just know
just
how to
tuned
do it.
in, yeah.
Yeah.
You ain't got
He's like,
shit
well,
else to do. You go focus all your energy and attention. You learn quick.
I'm telling you about the tones of every number. He knew which number was what by hearing the tone, bro. All you had to hear was the person put in that password, bro, and it was a wrap. Never needed that person ever again.
That's fucking amazing.
Freaker.
Just like the fish.
Yes. So
Why do you guys replace the F with the PH all the time?
it's kind of edgy. I think it kind of sounds edgy, whatever like that. So there'd be these hacker conferences, DEF CON, which is the you might hear it now. It's called the Black Hat Conference. It's held in Vegas every year, but it used to be called DEF CON. And like-minded individuals used to go once a year, and they all would hang out. And it would be like a convention. They would exchange codes. You could, information, databases. There's a lot of things going on back then. Behind the scenes.
Sorry for being a tech nerd. Just make sure that that's not rubbing too much. The wire isn't rubbing too much on your vest there.
But yeah, then we would like you in a Cybercrime
In your vest there.
gangs, and we would click up, and then we would do some bad things, each other, and it was crazy. Some guys got some notoriety out of it. If you ever heard of the blind hacker, Google him. He's the blind hacker. He's the one they swatted over 500 people. They're the first people to SWAT. So when you hear swatting, it's basically as you're manipulating the 911 system. You're calling in the 911 and making the 911 call appear from someone's home. And then you're saying I'll call and say my wife is holding a gun to someone's head in the house. Hurry, 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 hurry.
Oh my God.
House.
Wow.
Basically, the police come to
Scumbag McGee. Fucking what the fuck, man?
That's crazy.
Think about how many people could have died. They just blow.
The house, and they could be just in their minding their
nefarious jerky boy
business,
antics.
and the cops just barge into their house, and there's been some instances. It's dangerous because some people got killed over that.
See,
in recent years.
Stupid.
But, we were doing it a long time ago. We were almost 20 years ago.
Oh my God. And so they lock your ass up in federal prison.
So I went to federal prison for the fraud and everything like that,
because you took somebody's identification somehow.
Yeah, we were making IDs, driver's licenses. We had a private investigating database, so we could get everyone's social, DOB, driver's license number, duplicate on driver's license, and then get credit.
Oh yeah, 1 second, real quick. This dude lied. He ratted on his mom and dad, so he did rat. I want to hope he gets to that.
I think that's why he keep on turning red, and I think he knows it.
Yeah.
Credit cards, anything. Buy cars, get cars off the lot. Anything you want to do.
Did you do that?
I did do that, yeah.
You got cars right off the lot?
Multiple cars back in the day, yeah.
Oh my God.
So hold on, right? I think this dude's doing a great job because I think he's asking questions he already
He's
knows
lining
the
them up.
answers to. Yeah, he's asking questions he already knows the answers to just to see how this dude will react.
No, I could tell he's lining them up because he's like, oh, he's biting, baby.
1987 Money Laundering Control Act, they swiped me clean. See, that was tough. That's why I got 125 also, because I didn't have money to get an attorney, because the feds, when they swooped in, they just basically raided all my homes, took everything,
Let's get to it.
Damn, how many homes you got? Yo, he said
his
they
mother and
all my
father.
homes? What the fuck?
No, he bought his mother and father a home. That's when I think he told on them and shit. And he was like, yeah, they took money in a home or some stupid shit like that.
Really no money.
But until then, did you accumulate money? Like you were just
accumulating? I had $865,000 in a safe when the feds took it. $865,000. They reported that it was only $40,000 that was found.
Wow.
So imagine that. Where'd that money go?
Oh my God. Well, at least you didn't get the charge, right? Of that much money.
Well,
was it a less charge?
What's crazy about the feds is here's the thing is they got statutes, right? So I'm charged with wire fraud. So if you look on the criminal statutes, wire fraud is 0 to 30 years. That's a broad statute. So you can get anywhere between 0 and 30 years. Now, what they determine on is a base level for fraud, which is
Hey guys, I need a coffee break. Can I get 5 union shit?
Yeah, just let it play, and I'll mute it when we want to talk. That way we get through this.
25.
Just 5, man. I gotta get this cup of coffee.
Let it play. Let it play.
All right.
It's federal sentencing guidelines, which Joe Biden created, by the way, because he was head of the Senate Judiciary Committee in the 90s. They were the founding fathers of the federal sentencing guidelines. So the federal sentencing guidelines, does a fraud amount based on how much you take, right? But they also factor in intended loss. So, for instance, I pled guilty only to stealing $250, with a wire transfer with Western Union using a fraudulent ID. That is the only thing I've pled guilty to. So normally that would be base level 6. You get a couple years for that, right? The PSI comes around and says, I'm a ringleader of an international identity theft ring with $1.6 million in fraud damages. And therefore, since I pled guilty and waived my rights, I can't challenge that. And I get sentenced as if I took $1.6 million that wasn't proven by a jury. That's crazy. And a lot of people, that's the federal sentencing guidelines. It's not just white collar crime. It's those crack cocaine laws that, thousands of African Americans got put in prison in the 90s, a mass incarceration for having a little bit of crack cocaine. But when you're in part of a conspiracy, they're trying to say, even though you only had a little bit of crack cocaine, if everyone in your conspiracy, you're liable for everybody's stuff. Therefore, it shoots you through the roof. And all these African Americans were getting 20, 30 years in prison, and that's pretty much, why Biden destroyed communities. I mean, more or less, because thousands of African Americans were taken out of their homes, taken away from their kids, and put in prison for just little drugs.
But this
me with fraud.
This is fascinating. So you go in, and then now somehow you get into while you're in prison, does somebody teach you how to sue people or something? Like, how does this happen?
Again, we touched on this before. I went in and tried to challenge my own case.
Yeah.
I shot down. They tried to say it was frivolous. So at that point, I was like so mad that I already got 125 months in jail. And I thought, all right, it's time to retaliate. It's time to retaliate and boggle these courts down, waste their time, and submit frivolous shit all day long, 24/7.
Why does your mind work like this?
Well,
because it's that same mind is what put you into the prison system.
Correct. It was, it was a void to fill.
It still exists, that mind, right?
A lot of times people go to prison.
Wow, that's important right there. It does still exist.
You got cool. Some people go to jail as artists. Some go play music. Some play sports, whatever like that. My thing was suing people. That was my void. That was my way to.
My thing is, I like going fishing. This dude likes to sue.
Yo, that's crazy.
Has to respond. And it's an actual proceeding. And the judge hears sides. So you sue an individual, no matter how frivolous it is, whatever, that person has to lawyer up, or they have to, respond to your suit, or they could lose in default, no matter how frivolous it is. So, you're almost like controlling I'm behind bars, and I'm like, just like targeting anybody. Like,
you still have power.
You have power.
Even though
I was just gonna bring that up, bro.
Society,
the dude hit it on the head. He felt powerless, so the only power he felt like he had, he just started suing people and used what he could to his advantage at the time.
Yeah, and I think more people would do it if they knew they could do it.
Right.
Sued them, isn't that correct?
Yes, sued them for that's interesting. So the Guinness Book of World Records said, they said you have a record. At that point I was like at 5,000 suits or something like that, 5,000 lawsuits, and they were like, we want to include you in the book, whatever like that. So I sued them to stop, from them publishing me. Sue them. So
why?
He sued Guinness too. So
yeah, bro.
I think he just brought up him suing his parents, and now he's talking about suing Guinness Book of World Records. That's crazy.
Because when you respond to a suit, the people got to spend like $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 of their own money defending themselves with a lawyer. You got to lawyer up.
All right. So
and not only that, but see, then I used the lawsuit as a weapon, right? You can really, really do damage to somebody, as with the lawsuit.
Let's back up a second, bro. You're in the law library. You're in the prison law library.
Learning every trick.
What's the prison law library like?
Computerized.
It is.
It is computerized on LexisNexis.
LexisNexis.
Yes. So you don't have the internet, but you do have LexisNexis, which has case law, and
which is the law system, yeah.
And you can see other people's cases, emulate people's style. Use case law, shepherdize, which means cross-reference cases, whatnot. See other people's claims.
That's insane. So when you go to prison
all day long.
When you go to prison, though, you have access to all of that. Like you can be working on your case and
wake up
doing it yourself.
When I wasn't in the hole, and the prison wasn't retaliating against me, I used to get up every morning and run 10 miles in the rec yard, then hit the law library up all day, and then go to bed. I'm tired, go to sleep, repeat itself.
10 miles?
10 miles every day. That's why I'm thin. I eat a lot. I'm thin. Got fast metabolism.
That's still from those days?
Yeah, but even when I was in the hole, I used to run back and forth in a cell, a little tiny cell, whatever like that. But accumulating lawsuits, right? So I used to not only have I filed lawsuits, but I would help inmates too. I would help inmates file lawsuits.
But I want to know first how you figured it out. Were you sitting there one day before you did the first lawsuit? And there who knew how to do lawsuits, who like
Yeah,
kind
a
of
lot of guys are hustlers. A lot of
How did you learn how to do it?
My bad, I muted up, but this is very similar to Chad Marks, by the way. You're right.
Crazy.
Exactly.
well-liked
That's
dude
what I
that
was thinking.
knows the knowledge, right? So
Mhm.
there's always like an old school dude that does law.
Who is that guy for you?
Keith Russell Judd. He's an interesting individual. Google him. Keith Russell Judd. He actually ran for president while he was in prison. He was on the Democratic ticket.
Say it again, Keith.
Keith Russell Judd.
Okay.
Judd.
You looking him up.
Character, right? So he ran for president while he was in prison. He actually was on the Democratic ticket in some of the states, and in West Virginia, he got more votes than Barack Obama in 2008.
Damn.
Barack Obama.
Damn.
So he's
That's
American
crazy.
convicted criminal and perennial candidate for political office. His nicknames include Dark Priest and Mr. Wait.
So this is who JLR learned everything
JLR?
from.
Yeah, I don't.
President. He claims to have run for president of the United States in every election since 1996.
Interesting guy.
That guy right there, that was somebody who was like a
him.
mentor. He was he in your prison?
Yeah, he was in my prison. Another one was in 1996. There was a group of individuals, a group of sovereign citizens called Montana Freemen.
Hey, I'm back,
right?
guys.
And they were from Jordan, Montana. And they tried to create their own. They called their town Just Us Township, like Just Us Township. They did not believe in currency. They don't. They UCC sovereign citizen movement. They don't believe. They believe everything is titleized.
Oh, that's a
Yo,
thing.
DBS. I was just gonna say, my bad, not to cut you off, but first of all, that was record timing for you. Salute. And yo, this dude said he was locked up with a dude that ran for presidency while he was in prison, and in West Virginia, he got more votes than Barack Obama.
Yeah, I think he's delusional.
Nah, dude, Googled homeboy and everything.
Really? And it's a fact?
This dude in the greens on his shit. He's like, yo, repeat that name. He Googled it right away. He's doing his due diligence.
I know he's not fucking around. He plays this thing like a fiddle.
Right. I don't know if it's a fact, but he definitely looked into it.
But the sovereign movement is a real thing, man. That goes into the litigation of putting in lawsuits and liens on people.
Yeah.
I had a book that could have sent me to the box for the rest of my bed. You know what I mean? And it was called Cracking the Code, the Redemption Process. And it taught you all about these things he's about to talk about. UCC 3, UCC 11, a chapter, bankruptcy, everything under the sun when it comes to obtaining some sort of sovereignty, right? But the wording has to be correct. Like, you can do this shit. Like, here's the thing. Like, you can really become sovereign.
Yeah.
But if you don't know the lingo and understand a lot of things, the judge can catch you up
It's a
and get
double-edged
you.
sword. Yeah.
Now you got to be super knowledgeable on the lingo and the verbiage that you use. Like, it's hardcore. But if you know how to word all that shit right and talk that talk, man, you can walk, man. No bullshit.
Crazy.
They don't believe you can accept for value everything like that. All our names are bonded, whatever like that. I followed the concept. I don't know necessarily believe it, but they were.
I've had a sovereign citizen on the show before.
Yeah, so they were doing a lot of.
But so
these guys
were they all like arrested and went to
Yes,
prison
they
at
were
once?
in
This whole Just Us,
Yes, in 1996 they were charged with overthrowing the government.
and they got sent to your
Damn,
prison.
was it a RICO? Because that's a group. I wonder if they try to. That's crazy. They had their own Justice League. That's crazy. Just Us. This is interesting, man. I gotta tell you, I don't know much about this JLI dude or whatever. I haven't followed him in the past, but the more and more we cover it, the more intriguing it becomes. This is different.
Dale Jacoby was their leader, and he kind of like, I want to say he took me under the wing, but I gravitated towards him and learned a lot about, filing UCC1 filing statements, copywriting, as you see a copyright next to my name, about the copywriting concept. So he was an interesting guy because, those guys would go real hardcore. Those guys would, contact the Secretary of State. They know how to put liens on people's property, so they were putting liens on the warden's property and the assistant warden, and then there were some vicious.
Oh, and then that's where you started learning it.
Started learning about the law with that. My own injustice got me so pissed off at the system. Like, I was literally, just like, how do I get back? How do I get back? And I just wanted to waste their time. I wanted to flood the courts with nonsense because they would have to hear every single bit of every lawsuit that I got, and it was successful. It was successful. And I would pick a court and I would flood the court. I would like know how it works. What I mean is, like, basically is you could get a piece of toilet paper and write on it, plaintiff, defendant, I want $10 million, blah, 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 sign your name, and the courts have to, if you submit the courts, they have to dock it and file it. They have to dock it and file it. So I could sue Charmin on a piece of toilet paper, and Charmin will have to Charmin will be sued. It will be docked as a real lawsuit. I mean, the courts have to accept anything. They have to accept anything. The clerk of court is not the gate. It's not the person that determines whether something gets filed or not. What I mean is, it's not their determination. Their job is to docket the case and give it to a judge. So you can submit anything you want to any court anywhere, and they usually have to take it without a filing fee.
Yo, DVS, I think you muted, fam. I think you muted for a second.
Oh, I am muted. Yeah. I said family court is not like that, man. Because anytime you put it in a petition, man, before it gets to that judge, man, it has to be correct, and it has to be some sort of clear. If you want to see him quickly, it's got to be some sort of clear emergency. But they vet the shit out of family court. Any kind of dockets that go through there.
They'll dock it and try to charge you later, with a filing fee. But if you don't have the money and you claim you're indigent, hey, they'll have to file it. And that's what they've been doing. So I kind of manipulated the system and understand it. So I would put like 10 lawsuits. Like, I had guys, in jail that would give me stamps and stuff like that, to send out lawsuits. And I would put 10 lawsuits into one envelope, and they get 10 different docket numbers, on one stamp, and half pieces of paper, sometimes I would, you get six pieces of paper per one stamp. I could fold up the piece of paper in thirds. So that's 18 lawsuits in one stamp.
Oh, wow. You see what he's doing?
My bad, I was muted for a minute. Yeah, run it back 10 seconds, please.
So, when you're locked up, you get a certain amount of paper where you can actually file, whatever, right? Your lawyer, court, whatever. So the way he was basically using as much space as he could, he would fold the papers into threes. So imagine.
Okay, yeah, I get it.
And then he would actually be able to write, 6 of them bitches on one paper.
Right. Damn.
In half pieces of paper, sometimes I would, you get six pieces of paper per one stamp. I could fold up the piece of paper in thirds. So
and that's because of the weight. You can only send a certain weight out on one stamp.
Well, listen, man, say what they want. Like you said, this dude does have a certain level of intelligence. He sometimes
no, he's no
in the
dummy.
wrong way, but he ain't no dummy. He's done some dumb shit. He said a lot of dumb shit, but he actually has a certain amount of intelligence to him. If applied in the right
nobody's
way.
saying he's stupid. We're saying he has a very fucking, very intelligent brain. He's got some fucking narcissistic alter egos, maybe some split personality shit going on.
Yeah, I had mentioned that in a previous video we did. I definitely think he got some, 7 different personality type shit.
Yeah, some split shit. I remember.
Split shit, yeah.
Send it out to the courts on one envelope. You know what I mean? And the clerk of court would have to docket every single one of them. So At that point, the judges were just so pissed off, and then they would actually try to ban me, try to have some excuse, and I would just jump to another court.
Yo, he's a persistent motherfucker.
Jump to another court.
I tell you that.
Just started accumulating.
No, he is, but you got to remember when you're in jail, man, you ain't got nothing but time.
Yeah,
And you're pissed
yeah,
off.
you ain't got shit to do. You know what I'm saying? And you got all this pent up aggression, and you heated. You pissed off. You mad at the world. You mad at yourself. You mad at yourself. You mad at everything, right? But the way he angled his anger was just like, it's kind of mind blowing. The persistence, the perseverance. This dude continued to be relentless. He was relentless.
But yeah, without a doubt, man. Listen, when you have a feeling of injustice and you're fucking pissed off,
Oh
man,
yeah, yeah. When you feel
you
wrong, you're gonna try to do anything to make it
and he's
right,
already
right?
got some alter ego narcissistic ways, so this shit already fucking fuel. He was, he just needed a fucking reason.
Right.
And I would sue anybody. I would just read my USA Today paper.
That I'll sue anybody.
You can only get
Yo.
Wall Street Journal, USA Today, and I would say, all right, I'm gonna sue this celebrity. I'll start suing celebrities. I have nothing to do with, never met him before in my life, and just sue him for anything, say anything. Like Michael Vick. Michael Vick was in the news.
He's admitting to
dog
just
fight,
making
whatever.
shit up. People I've never met, I have nothing to do with. I'll just sue him because I feel like suing him. That's
He has
crazy.
something to do. He's catching wreck. He's in there fucking catching wreck, son.
Like that, I just said, I'm gonna sue Michael Vick and say he stole my pit bulls, and then he sold them to Iran and got missiles. Just.
And we apologize to everybody that the volume is low. It's not us. It's JLR's mic or whatever he's got going on over there.
Yeah, this is like some sick sadistic. We're gonna make you listen. I'm gonna make you listen.
Yep.
Listen closely.
Back to the business at hand.
Newspapers were picking up on that, and I would get my own publicity and my own notoriety for suing people. So, fans and different media outlets while I'm in jail start sending me letters. Hey, we want to talk to you. And I kind of got like aroused by that, like, oh, cool, I'm getting.
Yo, hold on. You see that?
I just keep pounding.
Once he seen it was working to his advantage in some way, he started to take advantage of that situation. Like, oh shit, this is catching wind. I'm gonna keep pushing.
Yeah, no, he said he started getting off on this shit.
He's giving a lot. He just said he got aroused over this shit. I don't want to be inappropriate, but yo, we all caught that. Like, we
listen,
can't
it's the
let that
YouTube
slide.
streets, man. Talk that shit, man.
Yeah. What the fuck you got going on, man? What was you doing with that paper?
He's cucking. He's cucking for attention, man.
Said sue him for stealing my steroids. Sue Martha Stewart and say, she
stole his recipe.
You fucking went after Martha Stewart, you bitch ass motherfucker.
Come on.
Yo, get the fuck out of here, man. Martha fucking
Martha.
held it down, son.
Yeah,
held it down for everybody, bro. What do you mean? She is a fucking lantern of hope.
Dog. Yeah,
you
yeah.
fucking cornball.
Come
I'd
on,
slap
man.
the shit out of you for Martha, you fucking weirdo.
Like she soiled all over my bedding or sent,
what?
Whoa, hey, yo.
Anybody, Bill Gates, I said I was the founder of Microsoft. He stole my idea. Anybody. I was taking celebrities.
Scumbag, bro.
I said 50 Cent, all his lyrics in the club was mine. That was my idea.
Yo, this dude said
he's
he
a
wrote in the
cornball.
club? That's different.
Hey, he's smiling about it.
Fucking with 50 though? You trolling the wrong one. He know how to troll, bro.
Mike Tyson sued him. I said he bit me in the ear in a bar. You know what I mean? I was a bar.
Oh, he's a cornball, man.
Yeah, that's wild.
He's the illest cornball in the world.
And he just bit my ear, and I see $10 million for emotional distress, and all these celebrities get sued. I said, Michael, I said, Allen Iverson, I said, I taught him how to play basketball.
Oh, you bitch ass motherfucker.
Yo.
He is wild.
Michael Vick, Mike Tyson, Allen Iverson. Damn, man, he sued motherfucking everybody.
He's a fucking lion. And the crazy part, all this shit is so it'll never go away. It'll always be a court case.
It's documented, right?
It's documented. It's in history. It's not going anywhere.
It's in black and white.
If ever, for whatever reason, the only thing left was court dockets on for information, man, we'd have a whole bunch of lies coming from a whole bunch of bullshit this motherfucker spewed, not knowing the truth. God damn it.
And then he stole my basketball, whatever like that. So they have to hire lawyers in some of them, and then their lawyers claim this guy, my client, like Iverson, never met me before in his life, whatever, but I'm probably in their heads too.
Have you won money?
I have.
You have?
I have
Whoa.
lawsuits.
Oh,
Yo, bro, there's some people that don't even want to be involved with shit. There's people that have money that are like, yo, listen, I don't know what the
They
fuck
just
this is
throw
about.
money at the problem, like get rid of
Just
it.
make this shit go away. Just
Yeah,
get
make
the
this
fuck
shit
out.
go away. He got
my
his head
God.
cocked to the side and all that, bro. He feeling himself. This is crazy.
He looks like a my buddy doll. A fucking
Yo, he look like an antilope.
For food poisoning.
So it's not all frivolous, though.
You know,
99.9% of it is.
you always can find a lawsuit. You know, there's ambulance shoppers. You always can shop around and find a lawsuit.
Wow.
You know, and that's what I did. So I was on that time filing lawsuits, helping people file lawsuits. In jail, I was starting to get a respect among the inmates because at the same time, I was like, F the system. Challenge anytime, like in prison, like once a year, a new warden will come into town and try to act all tough and say, "Hey,
see, fucking describe this fucker to a T, son. That's
Yo, one
crazy.
minute, 1 minute is fuck the system. The next minute he's taking pictures with his fed brother or cousin or whatever it is. Like this is crazy.
He's got a split personality, man.
This goes back to what we were saying.
Yep.
So we would like stage protests and stuff like that, and I'd be like the ringleader of it or whatever like that. So over time, the prison would retaliate.
So you would get into politics there.
Politics, yes. Over time, the prison would retaliate against me and ship me around on diesel therapy to different prisons around the country. Like, next thing I know, they're telling me pack up and send me out to Victorville, California, the pen out there, which is in the middle of the Mojave Desert. Then they'll send me to Florence, Colorado. I went to Florence, Colorado at the
Victimville.
with all the terrorists that we see on the news, like Terry Nichols and Richard Reed, the shoe bomber, and Zacharias Masawi, the 20th hijacker, and these crazy terrorists, Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber. They were all in the same block as me. When I was on ADX, locked down, in retaliation for filing lawsuits, whatever like that. I went on hunger strikes. They force fed me. They used to strap me in chairs and force feed me. Because
Look, this is where that comes in. All that mental health state shit.
Yeah.
That's where that comes in. But I'm pretty sure he is spicing this up something heavy.
And I put my mind into something. I just go ham, man. I go hard, and I would. There was times where I went on multiple hunger strikes, and when I say hunger strikes, I'm talking like I would lose like 50 pounds, and they would literally have to strap me in a gurney and roll me.
50 Cent shit.
Well, listen. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I believe, at least out here, I know. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, after like 3 refusals of mail, that's when they gotta take you out and give you a psych evaluation.
Yeah, that's now. That's actually from Bobby Sands and shout out to the Irish freedom
Shout out to
fighters.
the rail rights, right.
Yeah, the real ones. He's just going up.
66 days. Shout out to the whole IRA. 66 days. Rest in peace, Bobby Sands, the legend. I got a mural up on my channel. Pictures, videos. Go check that out.
Yeah, this dude is a pretender, man. He's using this shit as a tool.
Yeah.
I can't get jiggy with it. I don't believe it.
Me in the medical and stick like NG tubes down my throat and force feed me. And I said, I'm dying for the cause. You either gonna give me what I want, or you're gonna take me out in a body bag, and go ham. And I learned that was a weapon too. If anyone that doesn't like the prison sentence and goes to jail, go on a hunger strike because you can get immediate results. They will give you what you want, because besides suicide, that's like their nightmare, because you waste so much of their resources in jail on a hunger strike. Because borough prisons policy is, if you go on a hunger strike, the associate warden has to be present. The chief clinical director of the medical has to be present. They have to have a SWAT team present. They have to roll you up, strap you in a chair, cell extract you from a cell, roll you into a medical, force feed you, and then keep you there for 2 hours to make sure you digest properly and roll you back. Then they got to do all the paperwork and everything like that. You're wasting hours of their time just on one person. Imagine if everybody went on hunger strike.
Yeah. Listen, you have a crazy Wikipedia page. I mean,
so
is this real?
It is real. So
it is.
Over the time, I eventually did my time. I lost all my good time. Got out of prison. Got out of prison in 2012. 2012, got out of prison. I served the entire 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I just jumped into trolling at that point, right? That's when I like.
Can I read a little bit of this for a second?
Go ahead.
Jonathan Lee Riches, born December 27th, 1976, is a former federal prisoner, inmate number 40948-018, known for the many lawsuits he has filed in various United States district courts. Richards was incarcerated at Federal Medical Center, Lexington, Kentucky, for wire fraud under the terms of a plea bargain. His release date was April 30th, 2012. He was arrested violating his federal probation in December 2012 when he left the Eastern District of the state of Pennsylvania without permission. He allegedly drove to Connecticut and impersonated the uncle of Adam Lanza, the shooter in the Sandy Hook Elementary School
Wow.
incident. You
Scumbag.
son of a
Dirtbag.
bitch.
That's fake news, right?
Dirty,
This is how-
dirty
no, I'm
people.
saying this. I exploited fake news. So when I got out of prison, I started going to Facebook and started hanging around with conspiracy theorists a little bit. I'm still in politics. I'm filing lawsuits against Obama and all that. But Sandy Hook happens. Sandy Hook happens. First James Holmes happened in Aurora,
So
Colorado.
Obama and
So,
Trump?
you know, it's interesting with James Holmes' case because the day,
Damn.
you know the guy that shot up the movie theater in Aurora, Colorado.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. With the pink hair or something.
Yeah. So I went to his. I went out there and went to his arraignment, but I put a dress on and a wig, you know. And then when he got arraigned, I was like, you know, I stood up and I just said, he's part of the Illuminati. This is this is a government conspiracy, false flag, MK Ultra. You know, start.
Now wait a second. You don't
Now
believe
hold
any
on
of this?
real
You're just
quick,
saying it.
because in
Hey,
the
did we hear
previous,
that correctly? Hold on. Did we just
we're
fucking hear
gonna
that
run
right?
that back, but I just want to point something out. In a previous podcast, Plug had pointed out the fact that a lot of innocent people, including children, lost their lives during this tragedy that he went and kind of took advantage of and trolled. So that's crazy. And just for the record, Bobby Sands went on a hunger strike to force the British government to recognize the IRA as prisoners, as political prisoners and not common criminals. Big difference.
Yeah, because they were being colonized.
Yeah, I know a lot about the IRA and Bobby Sands with the history of the Boston and the Irish Americans and shit like that. I just want to make sure that the two were separated, completely different,
Yeah,
two
yeah.
different animals. Yeah.
Just making a scene, and then the judge kicks me out. You know, kicks me out, whatever, like that.
I feel like you just terrorize everything. Like
was having
everybody.
fun.
No, but that's what you do.
Yeah, kind of.
You
wreck
love
havoc.
terrorizing people.
Wreck havoc a little bit. So Sandy Hook happened. So I, as soon as Sandy Hook happened, I got in my car, went right up to Sandy Hook. So when Sandy Hook happened, you know, there was a makeshift memorial of the victims that they put out.
Bro, he's an opportunist.
Makes
He
shit
said, "Yo,
memorial.
I am
Yeah.
willing to take a violation on federal parole and get this footage and content and reap the benefits later."
And he doesn't deserve to have the keys for true crime, boots on the ground content.
Right. That's what I'm saying, bro.
Scumbag McGee.
Tons of
Dirty,
media was
dirty
out there,
people.
whatever, like that. And I said, well, let me see if I control the media a little bit, right? So I saw the memorial for the victims. I got on my knees and started pretending I was.
Can I troll? What the fuck? Let's hear this again.
Tons of media was out there, whatever, like that. And I said, well, let me see if I control.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, he's gonna say it again, which is crazy. But before, when we were talking, Ronnie, and you had talked on a topic, we missed the fact that he said it dressed up as a woman.
Yeah. I don't know how we just skimmed by that fact that he was in a whole dress and a wig. That's crazy.
He was in a whole dress and a whole wig, bro.
So that's
This
crazy
dude is
because
committed.
Plug got a picture of him in a dress, and someone said something about AI. Hey, whether that was AI or not, this is him coming right out of the huss's mouth, saying he was in a dress and a wig. So
A little bit, right? So I saw the memorial for the victims. I got on my knees and started pretending I was crying, right?
Yo, bro, somebody slap him in his mouth.
facts.
Slap him
They should
in
be
his
forever.
lying, conniving, dirty mouth.
So next thing I know, all these like fake news reporters, you know, New York Times and New York Daily News Post and Huffington.
Did you hear the switch? Did you hear how he just switched that around? He just put a political PR, bro.
Yeah.
What kind of merry-go-round shit was that? For the average person, I'm pretty sure they fucking ate that shit up, bro, because he said the MAGA shit with it. Bruh, come on, bro.
Post and those idiots, you know, they start flashing, you know, their cameras in my face. Hey, you're very emotional here. What's going on? And I just winged it. I said, my name is Jonathan Lanza. I am the uncle of the shooter. I'm here to pay respect to the victims.
Whoa.
Scumbag McGee. Who does that? This guy right here.
You know what I mean? What? And next thing I know, I'm like surrounded by by people like a press conference, and they
Frenzy.
believed me. I was the uncle of the shooter without any fact checking, without any identification, whatever like that. And
Gosh, because who has the audacity and is brazen enough to go out there and even think of coming up there and capitalizing off of something like this? Only a scumbag. That's like breaking universal trust, bro.
Right.
Who does this fucking?
just winged it. I said, I was just with Adam Lanza 2 days ago at a barbecue. I can't
Yo,
believe he did this.
people like this are fucking
I
dangerous,
was just
bro.
with him at a barbecue. Yo, so this is my question, right? Has anyone ever sued him or countersued him?
Would it be worth it? Would it be worth it? Because now,
Good question, Ronnie.
I'm just
Hold on.
curious.
listen, I wouldn't touch this guy with a 10-foot pole, bro.
No, I'd avoid him like the plague, right?
Absolutely, man. We're chancing it right now, man.
Distraught. You know, he was having
On
emotions on. He
dogs.
was on fan app. I said he was on fan app, psych medication because, you know, it came through me. Like it came out the BS lie. But that was like the start of fake news, showing that these people are fake because these sources and.
But what you even see too is that, and look at right behind you. If you see right behind you, it says 9/11 was inside job behind you. Move your head like this. For 2 seconds, you see it. Boom.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
But what I've noticed too that some stuff, like for instance, capital stuff, you know, like is fictitious when it comes to like whatever Alex Jones was reporting, kind of, you know. And you see, even those are manipulated. Like even InfoWars is manipulated. All the media is manipulated. Even the alternative media is manipulated, isn't it?
This guy's on to something.
Yo, you know what?
And you know how to do it.
Yo, he said InfoWars. So you remember that? You remember that show Storage Wars, where
I
they
do.
would bid on the storage units?
It's
They
one of
came
my
out.
favorite shows. Yeah.
So that shit is fake as fuck. They came out to my hood, right? And they were shooting it in the projects in Malden, and they titled the episode Boston, right? But they was actually in Malden. They were right next to the projects I grew up in, right? And not only did they title it Boston when it was in Malden, yo, I watched them empty out the same unit, fill it with shit, bid on it, empty it out, fill it with different shit, bid on it. The whole shit was fake.
Oh man, that makes me
They
feel some type of way. I just wasted a whole bunch of time watching that shit, and
And
it
there's a
wasn't
few
even
different
around.
shows, you know what I mean? They got Storage Wars, Storage this, that. They all basically same shit. But one of them I seen in person, and we were trolling them the whole time, talking shit, throwing rocks over the shit. It got to a point where the producers had to come up because I was like 100 deep in the hood with the big homies, the young lads. We was all out there squatted up, and the producers came over and asked us to please keep it down. And I told them, what am I gonna get out of it? He threw me $100. I said, bro, I gotta take care of the homies. They threw me a few more hundred, and I walked away, and we kind of kept it peaceful. So they basically paid me to chill out and quiet down so they could shoot the show
And
because
JLR
we kept yelling
That's the
in the
thing.
background.
That's the thing.
And JLR hasn't
I,
sued anybody. I mean, nobody has sued JLR. Just to let you guys know,
Okay, good
nobody's
looking out.
countersued. But I will say this: it does say this though, that there is a potential lawsuit in place right now with the ex-girlfriend in this abuse. So that could change in 2026. Jamie Lee or
Karma.
Jamie Phillips could have her own lawsuit, and that's Magnolia on
That's a
JLR in the
good point.
future.
That's a good work. I had to know that.
so that thing that you did, I guess that would be called some sort of extortion, right? There's some people that do that
It's
uh,
negotiating,
to an extent. You creating a problem and then figuring out
solving it.
another way to
Yeah.
solve it. Yeah. Like I used to do the stagehand for venues and all that. Like depending on where you're at, you know, you might be in the hood, you might not be, but
Right.
when shit gets crazy, it's like people push for the like, yo, you gotta pay us. If you're gonna be out here, like we're gonna make noise, we're gonna play music, we're gonna fuck
Yeah,
your
I
whole
acted like
setup.
I can't keep everyone quiet. Then they show me a few hundred. I guess get them to keep it down a little bit. You got that? You know what I mean?
You know, it's a real thing, man. I've seen it and I heard about it many, many, many
On
times.
dogs,
Yeah, man. You know,
on dead
and
dogs.
it was
All the
crazy
way.
because then I got violated because I left the state without permission. I went and I was on federal supervised release.
So they found out that you had
'cause I was all
driven
over the
because
news.
you're on the news.
I was all over the news as the uncle shooter, and somebody got wind and contacted the probation officer. Next thing you know, they come and swoop me up and send me back to prison, whatever like that. Judge wasn't happy. He gave me like 30 months for a violation.
What?
30 months.
Really?
Wow.
So they were like,
So
oh,
then
you
you went
made
back?
2.5
mockery.
years.
Went back.
I went back for 30 months. Yeah, they were saying, no, you made mockery out of a tragedy, a national tragedy, whatever like that. But at that point, I was under like a low security.
Wow, there's no remorse there, no accountability. You heard us say whatever. What do you mean whatever? Those are
Yeah.
kids and parents that you literally just shit on.
Yeah.
Well, I think he was looking for a reset, man. The only time you do some stupid shit like that is if you want to go sit down and like have a reset. I think he did enough wild shit for him to. It's almost like, yo, I can do this wild shit. I can go to jail and I can sit back and watch everything die out. And when I come out, I could, you know, stoke the
Benefit.
flame as I go. You know what I mean? And
Sociopath tendencies, like psychopath shit. No
nah,
empathy, no sympathy.
he's using everything as a stepping stone.
True,
Well,
right.
yeah, everything's a tool.
Like a camp.
What did your parents think of this when you? I mean, at that point,
You
do you
know,
have siblings?
I do. I have a sister and my parents, right? So, you know,
Were they disappointed in all this?
Yeah, I probably made poor choices. You know, I mean, I really was just going.
What the fuck
Yo,
did he just
are your
say?
parents disappointed in you? That's a crazy question. I gotta give props to this dude doing the interview, bro. He's doing it in a light way, but he's throwing slights, right?
No, all the way, but you could tell he's not on this side of scamming, jamming, and fucking people over. He's still got morals and principles that he never really fucking got rid of. This guy right here, man, he'll fucking sell his moms to the executioner, goddamn real quick.
Or reckless and radical with stuff. And when I say this, I don't say this to like brag or boost or anything like that. I'm just saying about my own life experience.
Yeah, this is your life.
Because I'm on a different. I'm on
And
different.
then there is the fact that he did tell on his
Bullshit.
parents, and he got them arrested too, man. That's the most, man. Come on, man.
I ain't here to brag or boast. You been bragging and boasting for almost an hour straight. Who you need to sue is whoever told you to cock that hat like that.
Looks like
I know. We're gonna talk about it now. We're gonna talk about it.
Be smart. Don't be up.
But at that point, but see, here's the problem. Here's what I think was the problem with me. You know, I mean, being incarcerated, being solitary confinement, going gun ho, and then just with no halfway house or nothing.
See, being in that goddamn box, he's in there writing every day on every 6 pages he can get. He's probably trying to figure out how to get more pages and send more stamps out.
This motherfucker will trip over his own feet and sue himself.
Incarcerated through my entire 20s, whatever like that. I didn't know how to adjust. I really didn't know how to adjust to society, and wanted to try to make a name for myself.
Did you feel robbed?
I did. I lost years
of your 20s.
Yeah, absolutely. Because they ship you. The borough prison ships you thousands of miles away from your family. They take away my good time.
That's the time that you could be finding a wife and having kids,
a wife, build a career.
Yeah,
establish relationships, professional relationships, and everything like that.
All that.
So
DPS, this is a class study, man.
You had a good point. He had an axe to grind. He was heated.
Yeah, no, but this is a perfect point, man. There is a certain time where a person like this can only be forged, but so long before they start to get weak and bitter. You know what I mean?
Get to that breaking point.
That's a lot of time for a young kid, man. I'm not gonna lie, man.
Yeah.
13, 14 years, man. It's not, especially if you already have some sort of narcissistic complex where you're right and everybody else is wrong. You know what I mean? Like he never really learned shit. He just found a better way to fucking, game shit. You know what I mean? Let's be real. So, but there's a certain time where I think that he could have, turned around for the better and really thought about it like, yo, wife, kids, career, right? There was a time, there had to be a time where he was really thinking about that. You know what I mean? And I guess it got past that time where he got bitter. And now it's, fuck this. I'm tagging everybody. I'm going to write everybody up, and everybody's going to have to hear my name, and I'm going to go down in the history books of the legal eagles of whatever this is.
Just because you were playing around on the internet.
All about internet stuff, nonviolent crime, whatever like that. And we could jump topics about how that works too, because, at the time, the feds are putting tons and tons of African Americans in prison, but they also have to offset that by putting Caucasians in prison to make it look like.
Listen to this rationale. This is about to get wild,
Yo,
son.
yeah.
This is about to get crazy. Follow where this is going.
They're fair. So some Caucasians get the brunt end.
He feels because he's white, he shouldn't have been locked up that long, bro. That's fucking crazy.
The bad end of the stick and get a lot of time. And they get a lot of time. And I guess I fell victim to that because I should have got a couple of years.
So you think?
You hear me? You hear what I
Yep.
said?
Yep.
That's crazy that he thinks like that. He's thinking like, yeah, I'm white. I shouldn't have got this much time. They made an example of you, fuck boy. And he said, yeah, because they already see what kind of narcissist he is, right? He didn't learn nothing. I'm pretty sure he was trying to game the DA, the
He's saying
lawyer,
they're
the judge.
using him for diversity. Like, yo, this is crazy.
Yeah, that's wow. That's one hell of a fucking angle right there, my guy.
You blaming it on that you're white?
Well, I mean, I believe there's a quota. I believe there's a quota in the federal bureau of prisons, in the way they sentence. They have to make it look.
He was hanging around them Aryans too long, man. They fucking got him. They keep
Yeah, the
bringing
way
his
he even
ass.
brought up, yeah, the fact that he even brought up the Aryan Brotherhood, bro, my antennas went up. I'm like, damn, he said they threw someone off the tear allegedly
And
and
then
all
he
that.
was talking to Solo. I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah.
And Homeboy called him out on that. He was like, well, you made friends. He was kind of
Yeah, he was trying to insinuate. I like this guy's
insinuate.
interviewing skills. He's definitely on.
He's on point.
He's on point. He is.
So, I think my numbers, like, it's all opinion. I don't have no proof of that. It's just my thoughts.
Yeah.
Whatever like that.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
So, going back to prison on my violation, then I was like, all right, so now I start using the lawsuits again. Like I sue so many people at this point. I was like, all right, well, I'm going to sue people as other people. And what I mean by that.
Here we go. Straight up. There you go, Ronnie.
There you go. Wow.
Is like, you know how to manipulate the news. So like I would sue like Britney Spears, but I would sue Britney Spears as Kevin Federline. Remember Federline, her boyfriend, baby, as her brother.
He just came out with a book.
Christopher Federline versus Spears, because on the dockets it would be like Federline versus Spears, and all the media will see that and they'll think Federline versus Spears. What's up with that? And then I would pretend I'm Federline's brother, and say, oh yeah, blah blah blah. Or I would sue I sued Rihanna as Chris Brown. I sued Selena Gomez as Justin Bieber's father, and
whoa, I remember
I sued Rihanna as Chris Brown.
I remember when some of these things sound familiar. I remember the TMZ, they already have little snippets of shit, you know what I'm saying? Or People's Magazine, I don't know, but frivolous fucking lawsuits. I remember hearing something close to this.
Sue people, celebrities. I would just sue like celebrities as other celebrities.
And this is between the years of 2012
to 15.
To 15. Where you're just on a suing spree.
Just on a suing spree.
Suing.
I wrote a book.
Yes, you did write a book. You wrote a book entitled, hold on, let me see it. It is
drinking that goddamn stuff, man.
Damn it.
Man, free that.
Where the hell is it? What's it called?
Nothing is written in stone. Nothing is written.
Oh, comes now the plaintiff. Is that it?
That's another one. Some
selected lawsuits and poems.
That's some chucklehead that just took some of my lawsuits that were on the PACER system, because you can go on the federal PACER system and see all the lawsuits anyone files, whatever like that. I'm looking on PACER right now, seeing all the capital people, seeing how they're being charged and what they're being charged for, whatever like that. But you can go on the PACER system. So somebody went on the PACER system on me and just started plucking up lawsuits and put it together in a book and sold a book. And they can legally do that because according.
So what was the book you wrote?
Nothing is written in stone. It was basically a little small autobiography of myself, some poems, and then lawsuits. Some of my funniest.
Narcissism at its finest, Ronnie.
Yo, on dogs.
Lawsuits. Because when I sue people, it's more like an entertainment. Looking at it out from an outside.
Whoever he sues from here on out should be able to play this as evidence to say, yo, this right here.
People as entertainment. You catch that?
Yeah, immediately, man. Clip that hot mic, baby.
Perspective, people kind of chuckle and laugh with some of the allegations that I say.
It takes like a writing skill to file lawsuits? It does?
I think so.
It really doesn't. So, Ronnie, I don't know if you ever put in a petition for custody or anything like that, but like usually, you start with the basics. You know what I mean? And boom, and then you just file, and then it gets done. It's not that hard. You just gotta be willing to take the steps to read everything, put your name, articulate, and sign. Most people don't even want to go and read anything. You know what I mean? So it's like a lot of people wouldn't even dare. But if you're willing to, just even come up front to it, you know what I mean? It's not that hard, bro. It's really not that hard.
I'm a writer now.
Yeah,
I work for.
I am too.
Now. Yeah, absolutely. And it
Look,
kind of
man,
gives
look.
me.
Nice. And Ronnie, man, that's how I got my kids, man. I got custody of my kids by going to court myself and filing for everything and putting in petitions and motions and all that shit. So it's not something that can't be done. I did it on the family court level. So if you're doing it on a civil level and suing and all that shit,
Or you did it the right way. You know what they say? Sometimes when you want something done the right way, you need to do it yourself.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's a lot more than that as well. You know what I'm saying?
Of course. Just dumbing it down, but not to
yeah,
simplify it. No disrespect, but I'm just trying to simplify it.
All the way, man, all the way.
Bachelor of Arts in English, University of Florida.
That's what hard work gets you. That's where hard work gets you.
That's right.
Wow.
Yeah, so suing people.
But it does. But I understand. Listen, I have.
It's not a form of art, Ronnie. Would you agree with?
Hell no, I wouldn't agree, bro. This dude is bugging. He's feeling himself, like you said, narcissistic, bro. He's a narcissist.
The only thing that you do with lawsuits, they're like fucking, they're missiles, man. Not all of them are gonna hit. You know what I mean? You're just sending missiles. Some might hit, some might not. Yeah, he's just being a jerk, man. He's being an idiot, man.
Pretended to be an attorney before.
Have you?
Yes, I set up like an entire website and stuff. I mean, I'm not going to completely admit to, things. This is all just in jest, anyway. But I've created characters. Azrael Schumacher, the super.
Oh man, whoa. Bird of a feather flock together, man. Maybe
or Picklesimer. Bobby Picklesimer is another pseudonym I have. But anyway,
call me the lawsuit Zeus. The litigator crusader, the Patrick Ewing of suing.
What I like using it for.
Wow.
Patrick Ewing is suing. That's crazy. And shout out to Patrick Ewing. Back in the day, he used to come down. He used to rock in Cambridge. Shout out to Cambridge. Shout out to B. Luke, Bounce Back TV, Scandalous World. But yeah, Patrick Ewing, he used to ball over at Harvard Park, where I used to, right in my hood, right in the projects. We had a little basketball court, and he used to ball up over there. And every once in a while, you catch him balling up. You can throw a few free throws with him, play a game with him. My brother played him 1-on-1 and shit like that.
Oh wow.
Yeah. He was very humble. Man.
What I like using it for is I don't like paying an attorney all the time to, number one, do trademarks and all those things like that. You can do those on your own. But sending cease and desist shit, stuff like that. You're not going to call an attorney and have them do that. You're going to send it yourself and you're going to look like an attorney, right? And it is effective. It's just as effective.
Some states you could sue somebody and be your own processor and serve them the suit that you understand that filed against.
Now, can I go over my case, because I know you're an attorney, and I want to just consult you for a second because I know you know so much about litigating. Okay. By the way, why is there another Jonathan Riches who is actually a litigator?
Yeah, he's out of Goldwater.
Have you seen that?
Yeah, he used to work in the.
Why is that? How is that? That has nothing to do with you.
Nope, he's from Arizona.
That's just randomly that's like that.
Pissed off when he Googles his own name and sees that I overtook
but
his name.
Why is his name and he's a litigator and you are a litigator? How the hell did that happen?
Yeah,
you didn't just take that and then
my name is
create an entire false persona based on some random person.
No, this
in the Goldwater Institute. No,
I troll this guy though. Sometimes I see him on Twitter. I go, "Hey, are you that guy that files the frivolous suits?" I troll him all the time and stuff like that. So. He's
still a fucking jerky boy.
Different entity. I don't know what his deal is.
Okay, so Jim Carrey stole my name, and this is what happened basically. Okay, my last name is Piccirillo, Robert Piccirillo. That's why I go by Bobby Pickles, and I've been doing the podcast since 2009. And I December 9th, 2009. That was the first one.
12 years.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, and I was on a reality show in 2013, America's Worst Tattoos. Okay, and I got a tattoo cover up. And while I was getting a cover,
I remember that shit.
Pulled out all my shit, and I did the podcast with the tattooer, right?
Mhm.
And so I think that they kind of like got this idea from that because good artists copy, great artists steal. I don't know if it's too close or what, but here's the thing. All right, then I have the show.
Robin Williams was a fucking believer in that. Heard about those stories?
I've heard some allegations in shit like that, but I actually remember that show, Tattoo Nightmare, where they were covering up tattoos and
Well, yeah, you
they were
got a lot of
doing.
tattoos. Yeah, I can see. Yeah,
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't regret not one of them, man. I wouldn't cover up none of my tattoos, but I've seen people, they had horrible tattoos, and they would have a great artist come up and cover it up with a dope tattoo. They would turn like a terrible tattoo into a dope ass tattoo.
I think I remember seeing that. Might have saw an episode or two.
Show that you're on right now is Bobby Pickles podcast, and the plural is after the S. You put the apostrophe after the S.
Yeah.
Okay. They put so Jim Carrey goes by a guy named Jeffrey Piccirillo, goes by Jeff Pickles, and he has a show called Mr. Pickles Puppet Time, and it has a
Pickles is just a funny name.
I know, but it has alliteration. No, man, the whole Piccirillo Pickles thing.
Yeah, yeah.
It's never been done before.
No.
And I did it first, and I actually have a trademark. I trademarked it and everything like that. But what do you think? Like, yeah, do you think?
Well, I mean, yeah,
now, how close is this? So they didn't take the first name. You know, they used a different first name, but they used Jeffrey Piccirillo, Jeff Pickles, and then
You're conspiring against fucking Jim Carrey, bro.
That's crazy.
The guy, bro. Now, how do you really think that Jim Carrey just said, "Hey, yo, I'm roaming around YouTube," and he sees
I
this guy
think
and he
this
says,
dude was never on Jim Carrey's radar, and he's reaching.
"Yeah, I think he's reaching hardcore."
Mr. Pickles Puppet Time.
Yeah.
And then I'm Bobby Pickles, right? Bobby Pickles podcast. And it's all the same way where it's B's and P's and stuff, right? And an apostrophe after the S, the same way.
Come
and that
on.
Piccirillo Pickles thing. And then on top of it, here's another thing to add insult to injury, really. If you want to know the truth, these guys are repeat offenders because they did the same thing, this production company. It's a Showtime show called Kidding, okay? The whole show, particular show that he does, it's based on a false character, which I think is based partially on me. Okay. At least they get the name and
Wow.
everything like that from me somehow because I was doing the podcast and I was on this reality show. And the thing came out after.
Yeah.
Maybe he could be on to something, Ronnie.
Afterwards,
Never
it came out
know.
with the show, right? But it's also based on like Mr. Rogers. It's Mr. Rogers and me mixed together. And if you know, good artists copy, great artists steal. So you could picture some shitty writer out in Hollywood who's not very creative, who sees a podcast, Bobby Pickles podcast, and knows that the name is Piccirillo. I put it right in the description, podcast of Robert Piccirillo, aka Bobby Pickles. And they
Yo,
could
and
have
I do
easily taken
gotta
that.
say, I have had, actors and famous rappers steal some of my shit back in the day, whether it was local artists, I won't drop no names, or whether it was music or bars or music video, you know scenarios and situations. I've had people steal from me before, and it wasn't coincidental because of how it lined up. It was clearly intentional. So you never know. You got people that know people that work for people that could be whispering in their ear like, "Hey, this is a good idea." And if you don't get all your shit copyrighted, this is back in the day when I was just like, I was fresh and shit. I was in the game. I was just spitting my shit, talking my shit. But after that, I started taking shit a lot more serious. I copyrighted everything. I got my Scandalous World, Scandalous Enterprise, Scandalous Entertainment, Scandalous Empire, Scandalous Records, Ronnie Blue Eyes. I went and LLC'd all that, copyrighted, trademark, registered, all that shit afterwards. I learned the hard way.
Yeah, that's how you're supposed to do it, Ronnie. Man, they were doing that over there in No Jumper. Remember, they were taking some of the stuff that
Oh,
we
they
were
were stealing
saying.
some of our shit.
Yep, all the way.
Twisted it around, and they did the same thing on another show to Pauly Shore. Pauly Shore, all about the comedy store and stuff. Jim Carrey, his whole character is based on that, like Pauly's family owning that and everything like that. And Pauly was even on a podcast talking about it, how it was so eerily similar to his life. So I really feel like that production company that Jim Carrey is working with to develop these Showtime shows, all they do is they just rip people off.
So my philosophy is when you sue somebody, you actually sue not knowing you're.
Am I just paranoid?
Well, I sue people sometimes knowing that I'm not going to win, but that's not the objective here. The objective is to boggle them down, waste their time, and financially drain them. So, for instance, different states have different rules. I'm from Pennsylvania originally. I love the state, great state of Florida. It's a great state, but Pennsylvania is my birthplace. Pennsylvania, when you sue somebody in Pennsylvania, if you lose, you do not have to pay their attorney fees. Some states you do. The losing party actually has to pay the.
He's a stoner, man. Shout out to this guy, man.
Yeah, getting lit up on the paw. But yo, that's crazy. Like he mentioned multiple times now that even if he knew, he always knew that the lawsuit was bullshit. But at the end of the day, these people were gonna have to address it, and they were gonna have to most likely pay for lawyers to get this shit settled.
Yeah, that's wild, man. Good thing this guy can't fucking file no lawsuit.
The plaintiff's attorney fees. The
I
defendant.
hope you don't mind me smoking weed.
No, you can do it. So
No, you
Hey,
could do
Plug.
it.
Hey, Plug. This the reason why I think maybe his this video didn't go that far, man.
what I would do if I was in your shoes is like Pennsylvania has 40, 50, 60 something, multiple counties, right? Sue them in every county in Pennsylvania. Sue them. Sue them in
Damn.
Lincoln County, Philadelphia County, Allegheny County, Chester County, Delaware County, all the counties in Pennsylvania, and sue them in every single county. So they have to respond to every single county, even though they don't have even jurisdiction there. But you're drawing them into them, and they would have to get a lawyer for that county, get a lawyer for that county, get a lawyer, get a lawyer, get a lawyer. Eventually, they're going to come to you and say, "What do you want? Like, what do you want? Stop!" Because even if you lose these cases, you don't have to pay their attorney fees. You're boggling them down. You're forcing this media production company to get a lawyer to defend themselves because they're sure ain't going to do it themselves because they'd embarrass themselves, especially if you know a little bit about the law. You can just, and then not only that, but once you file a suit like I do, you file a bunch of motions, because the more motions that you file, the more their lawyer has to respond to the more motions. The lawyer charges the client.
Why don't I just really sue him like legit?
Well, if you sue them legitimate, if you sue them, right? Remember,
You got to help me sue.
Pro se,
You got to help me
do
yourself.
Hard to win against a lawyer. That's your one thing that's going against you. When you sue somebody individually yourself, pro se, you're going against their lawyers and stuff like that. They're they have bar license. They can defend themselves. They have the resources, everything like that. So it's harder. Pro se people are hard to win. Even they always say like, anyone that is their own client, their own defend themselves in court, they're going to lose. You're going to lose. You're not going to win. So pro se yourself, you do it and you sue them, you won't win. I'll be honest, you won't win. You won't win. So you would either have to try to find a lawyer, that would take the case, or sue them for vengeance.
For what?
Vengeful thinking.
For vengeance?
Yeah. That's how I would do it. But legitimately, of course, you got copyright claims and you got trademark violations. And you got, stole, property, intellectual property.
Right? Don't you think I have something like those two things are kind of weird. And when you put in, listen, the name Picarillo, by the way, there's a whole list of 100 most common Italian-American names. It's not on that list. All right. And it's pronounced Piccirillo. The double C is a cha.
Nice.
Okay. But why, our family Americanized it. How many families Americanized it? Now there's two things too. I could show that I was on the show and stuff like that. And so somebody must have saw that, right?
Well,
it's fucking weird. So you take your,
so where
they didn't take both names. They didn't take both names, but they took that whole Picarillo Pickles paradigm, which I use in a podcast. And then Bobby Pickles podcast, Mr. Pickles Puppet Time. Nice. Isn't that fucking close?
Yeah.
It's retarded. I don't know. And I've asked a couple different people about this, but you're the perfect person to ask about.
Yo, right there too,
no,
DBS. The fact that he just dropped that I word and the fact that he's smoking is probably another reason why this didn't do that many numbers. It might have got shadow banned for certain reasons.
Yeah, I think so.
No, I'm an idiot. I haven't.
No, but
because I feel like I just felt like it was like it was like a lost kid. Exactly. Like I thought that they would have their Hollywood. Right. I don't have the money to.
Now, keep in mind. I don't think your podcast grows and gets bigger. They might sue you trying to say
That,
I've been,
I thought,
they
what
might
I
try
was
to
thinking?
counter that.
I would love for them to do that. That would be the best thing that could possibly happen. I would love for them to do that.
Yeah.
That would be the greatest thing ever.
Free
I would be like,
publicity.
wow, you guys are really,
And I've been sued myself.
huh?
I've been
Oh,
sued
so we
myself.
just
No,
answered
I
the
would win
question
that.
right there. He just said, I've been sued myself.
If they sued me, I'd win it.
Yeah.
Definitely. But I have the trademark.
Were they out of California?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So if you sue them, you would have to actually sue them in their
Can I pay you for, help?
Yo.
You know, it's interesting because I haven't filed a lawsuit in.
Do you want to be an attorney at some level?
Not anymore. Not anymore. I'm on politics now. I'm on politics. I'm on, nationalism, proud American. That's the time I'm on now. So I shifted away from lawsuits probably about 3 or 4 years ago, though I do use them sometimes. Like today, I stayed in a hotel down there in Deerfield Beach, and Expedia advertised that hotel as continental breakfast, whatever like that. And then I go and there's no continental breakfast this morning, and then they're trying to blame it on COVID, and then I contact Expedia saying your advertisement clearly says continental breakfast, and
False advertisement.
I want my money back.
Yeah, that's legit though. I mean, if you're willing to go through all that shit, if you're like a
Right.
fucking hunter, I guess.
Yeah, he's nitpicking. He's going after anything and everything.
Small claims court here in Broward County, or Will County. Yeah, it was in Broward County. I'm going to take a small claims court, blah blah blah, and then they eventually gave me my money back because they didn't want to deal with it. But I'll use that if I have to. But I haven't really sued anybody lately.
But you did want to be an attorney at one point?
I could have helped. Yeah. And legitimately, because I met a lot of interesting people and friends in prison.
You have to write
that got life sentences.
Uh-huh.
I got friends in prison that are serving life sentences for nonviolent crimes, and they deserve to get out. They deserve to get out, and they can't. They got no remedy. So I would like to help them. I'd like to help people that are incarcerated or a long time.
Tell me about the Muslim photo.
I respect that. I mean, I'd like to see it happen, though. I mean, you're out here fucking around and making lies and telling stories and acting like different people. I'd like to see where's the paperwork on that. Push that shit as hard as you was pushing these lawsuits. Help them get out, man.
And they're about to get into something very interesting, but I just want to point out the fact that he said, do you want to be a lawyer? He said, nah, I want to get into politics. But listen, with all that racist stuff and all them jokes and all that other shit he was pulling off, man, he got no chance. You know what I mean?
No, fucking man is stupid enough to listen to this stupid shit. I mean, he's one hell of a following, man. I don't know if it's there, because he's entertaining or what, but he's
bomb. The Clinton.
Yeah, so when I got out of prison, when I got out of prison after the violation in 16, whatever, or 15 or whatever like that, I started gravitating towards politics hardcore.
So Trump
comes into play, and I'm fascinated from the beginning.
Really
fascinated.
But look at this guy. This guy is a federal convict. I mean, he's been causing trouble all over for the majority of his life. And then but how is that good for Trump that he tracks us deplorables,
Hey,
because we all have like shady past in some way, kind of.
Well, I just think the media just was like just demonizing them and everything like that, and I was like, well, I can relate to that.
But are we good examples? Yeah,
absolutely. Whatever like that. So Clinton started having rallies, across particularly Pennsylvania, because that was a battleground state. So every rally that she had, I dressed as a Mexican, I dressed as a Muslim, I dressed as a trans dude. For Clinton. When I was a Muslim for Clinton, the campaign saw me and was like, hey, come down with us. And they put me directly in back of Hillary Clinton.
Yo, that's
Muslim,
crazy.
For a photo op, because,
that is crazy. What kind of cloud are you chasing here?
I dressed as a Mexican. He said he dressed as a Mexican. He dressed as a Muslim. Whoa.
The Muslims love Hillary, whatever like that, and I used to troll him, man. I used to troll all these people, Clinton and everything like that. But I got Clinton one time because I dressed as a Muslim, had a black kufi on, and then I got up front. They put me up front, and then when he was making his rounds for his handshakes after his rally,
He say kooky?
Like,
I think he meant kufi, but I don't know.
Like that, and I spoke Muslim. I saw inshallah, and
what is that?
Alhamdulillah. I don't know. It's a Muslim term.
Scumbag McGee.
I'm gonna show some of the pictures right now.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So,
I'm going through
and I
it.
would go to Trump rallies too, and I would have fun at Trump rallies too. At first, I was kind of trolling around the Trump rallies, even though I'm pro-Trump. I was going around as like Muslims for Trump, gays for
Were you
Trump,
wearing
Jews for Trump, everything for Trump. I was going for like all kinds of outfits. I thought it was kind of cool going as outfits because outfits get a lot of attention, and I was like attention seeking, because then I
Yo,
would
Clout
there it is
chaser.
right there. He was
and
clout
then I would
chasing,
go to
attention
mainstream
seeking.
events afterward and say,
Yep.
"Hey, look, I'm in the news here for wearing this outfit," because
He
the
said
media
he
looks
he
for
said he's
odd,
gay. He said he
odd
did
people,
gays for
people
Trump.
that have different outfits and everything like that. That's
Man, when I was out there when he got indicted, man, they had the trainings for Trump. Man, they had the blonde trainee, little short, fat blonde trainee with the bob,
That might have
blonde
been
bob.
this dude in disguise.
Definitely not, because I kind of had to
Right.
check that shit real quick. I was recording, and then Lisa Evers, she's one of the reporters out here. She was reporting on something, man. And, he was just over there yelling at her, and I was had to tell him, you better calm it the fuck down, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
and I spent on him, but yeah, training for Trumps, man. They be out there.
it gets
Wow.
and
Yeah, they just try to paint like a kind of false reality in a lot
but
of
I thought
ways.
going to like political rallies is like the coolest thing in the world. I've been
I'm
I've
showing
been
the
to
picture.
35 Trump rallies.
I'm showing the picture of you behind. I guess Clinton. Is this you? You got the multicolored shirt on and
Yeah,
the
well, it
white.
says "Pray for Orlando." I said I actually
Pray for Orlando.
Yeah, I actually told her I was a victim of Pulse nightclub shooting. I told her I was the victim of.
Yo, this dude is a scumbag, man.
Wow.
Oh shit. Remember that? Rest in peace to all those people, man.
Right. Right.
The Pulse, man, that was wild.
He seems to target
Whatever
tragedies.
like that.
No, that's what he is. He's a goddamn vulture, man. He's a fucking tragedy vulture.
Different type of.
But people just are you a
They believe it.
okay? Are you a just a compulsive liar?
No, I just.
Are you a
Yo,
sociopath?
that's
Yeah, I
crazy.
hate
We
my
brought
followers.
yo, hold on. On the last podcast, I brought up compulsive lying, and you just brought up the narcissist, the social. We just brought this shit up.
Yeah,
Now
now he
this dude's
eventually.
already. This dude's just touching base on it.
Yeah, no, he had to, man. It's just like, holy shit, this dude is just spilling his guts, man. You
Right.
need to fucking ask some real questions so he can spill some more.
And there were, my followers online, they were like, "Hey, troll this, troll do this, whatever." Like, I'll do it. I'm game.
You're just a troll.
Kind of at the time, you know what I mean? I'm
Oh, a lot of his followers are fucking jerky boys. That's a lot of Americans or a lot of followers, man. He's got like something over 1 million followers, man.
Damn.
You're still a troll.
I am, but I'm really
You
ingrained
say
in
you
my
still a
beliefs.
You're
troll.
on Facebook and you say that you cannot be kicked off Facebook, right? Is that the claim you make?
I called a band a month ago for the first time in 10 months. I had somebody that worked at one of the call centers there. The call center, so Facebook has these like they outsource different call centers to do their moderating and whatnot. So there was a company in Tampa called Koznick, I can't say it right, and it was a call center. I had a friend that worked in there. So from probably like May of last year, I could post anything I want on Facebook, and I would not get banned because he rigged it. They can rig it. The employees can rig it there, make your account unbannable. You won't catch no ban. You will
This dude just be talking that shit.
have content
Yeah.
removed, but you
Giving up game. Man.
Really?
Yes, they can.
Now, how did you do
that
that?
company 2 months ago folded, or they not the company, but Facebook didn't renew their contract, so all the employees there no longer work there. So now I don't have the connect anymore. And then coincidentally, a week after he loses his job, I catch a 30-day ban.
Oh, so you had an
So
insider.
I'm back on the bans.
You had an insider.
I had an insider. And you
Because there's a lot of people in like you live in St. Petersburg now, is that right?
Yeah, Tampa area.
Tampa area, right? And aren't there
Shout out to
Probably
St.
fucking around with
Pete's.
Matt Cox, man. He might be on Matt Cox's team, son, on the low. He's go out there and see that guy.
some Facebook employees out there?
Yeah, the call center's there.
The call center's there. So you
I had a friend.
you scummed your way in there at some point. Yep. That's what happened.
A Trump supporter that works for the company. They do hire Trump supporters.
Yes, they do, but they kind of like stay on the down low though a little bit, right?
I think so. I think he was a little discreet about it, whatever like that. Because Tampa.
Did he lose his job?
No,
They
didn't
no
renew
the
contract.
they didn't with the
Yeah, so they got different call centers. A lot of them are in San Antonio right now. They're called different names. I don't know them offhand. There's like 6 or 7 different companies, whatever. But any of us could
Now
find
you're-
somebody and
so
work
now-
Yeah, this dude is a scumbag, man. Let's get the fuck up out of here. Till next time, man. Yo, Ronnie. We know what time it is.
Yeah, you know what it is, man. Blue eyes, stuck in the system, DVS, Scandal Squad, YouTube streets. We out. Peace.
As always, stay humble, but stay responsibly dangerous. Steer clear. Fuck boys.
Yeah, shit, bro. Y'all can't stop putting hands on women. Like, stop. I hit on women, y'all hit women. That's a big difference. Bullhead Betty done fuck Dolly Vision. JLR, he can't stop hitting women. Now he's gonna be his own case that he covers cause he's gonna be missing. AR from the far, get his head splitting. JLR is a bitch, yeah, admit it. You will catch his bullet like a fucking Jason Witten. I'm a dog, motherfucker. Yeah, you a kid getting gone, motherfucker. Why you hitting women? Why the fuck did you get that girl a black eye? Is it cause you found out that you like black guys? Looking in your eyes, I can tell you a bitch. Cause you gonna put hands on a fucking bitch. That's a bitch shit. Now you gon' be missing, you gon' have to cover it. Like David, I put him in the trunk of my car. Roll him up, Dolly Vision in 2 cars. Fuck JLR. Yeah, fuck JLR. You gon' have to get a real job. Heard Dolly Vision did a threesome with Bullhead Betty. You got a rim job. And welcome to the pod. From now on, I'ma make sure everybody knows what you do to a woman in a closed door. I know Betty done gave your ass a cold sore. Fuck that old whore. White boy done told me about Applebee's. How Bullhead Betty was on her damn knees on the outside of the car in the damn street. After you was finished and you told her to be feet. I'm not surprised and you probably couldn't bet me that JLR didn't put hands on Betsy.